Yeah, do it.
Yay! Chatterbox 43, groping our way to the truth, man. Uh, as you can probably guess by the title, I thought one of the things we should probably start off with is the Al Franken and Moore stuff.
Right on.
So I thought it was interesting because with the Al Franken stuff, like you literally have evidence, and with the Moore stuff, like it really kind of falls apart the more you look at it. But there's no evidence. Like if there's evidence, I'll completely change my mind. I'm completely against that.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, but when you
Right.
have it, at least there's supposedly 6 people, I think, at this point making accusations, some of which can't really be substantiated. Like people are saying he got like banned from a mall, and they're, well, I remember it, but there's no actual record of it.
Mm.
So I think that's probably bullshit.
Yeah, I think the timing alone is a little suspicious.
Well, okay, here's what makes it start to make it real suspicious. At least one of the accusers works for his opposing for the candidate who's running against him in that person's campaign.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's
the lawyer who's representing all of them is the same lawyer who represented the women who are making false claims against Trump. And we know that both those women were faking it. One of them actually openly admitted she was saying it so that he wouldn't get elected,
right.
and she publicly announced that. And the other woman was never alone with him. Like she claimed they were alone in an elevator, but it was a see-through elevator in a fucking building full of people. There was never they were never actually alone.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely not out of view.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I mean,
that's
if
crazy,
anything had
man.
happened, people would have seen it. Like, I'm sorry, if you really think a building full of people are all just going to turn the other way because Trump has money, you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
Because there's got to be at least, half those people probably hate their fucking job and would be more than happy to fucking get that 15 minutes of fame and the a couple grand. The dirty truth about the people that show up on these shows, these news programs and stuff to be interviewed, is they get paid a grand, like 3 or 4 grand a piece,
Right. Right.
and some of them get paid a lot more, like 5, 15, 20 grand to show up on these news programs and talk shows. So they're not there because they want to tell you the truth. They're there because they're getting paid.
Yeah, they're there for exposure and like
Yeah.
you said, get paid.
And if you think that at least the half the people in any of Trump's offices wouldn't be willing to take that shot,
Yeah.
you're out of your fucking mind.
Right.
There's got to be at least half of them are like, man, this is a shitty job. I want to work somewhere else. They don't pay me enough. And that's pretty standard. But so we know those accusations were false. They never bore any fruit. There weren't even any civil suits, much less criminal cases.
Right. Right.
And if they'd had any merit whatsoever, I guarantee you, with Trump's money, they'd have gone after the civil case at least.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
to me, that they're represented by the same attorney, especially like that, just in the one of them is in the opposing candidate. It just, and the timing, it just falls apart to me, and it makes me think that like maybe the people that are supporting Moore even harder are right, because we shouldn't let random unfounded accusations determine who is and isn't elected into our Congress.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's incredibly dirty, dude. It's just fucking foul to do that. Again, if it's true, that's one thing, but it just doesn't seem like it has a possibility of being true at this point. They're at least not from the people that are accusing him. I don't doubt this shit happens. I would say a vast majority of politicians, are kind of fucking slimy people, that would grab somebody's ass easily or fucking fondle somebody. But yeah, it's just, yeah, too convenient, dude. Too fucking convenient.
Hey,
The timing and all that shit just is bullshit.
well, yeah. Well, and then the other thing is, it really it's listen and believe.
Right, right.
It's listen, believe mentality, and I think it was the same with the people in Hollywood. And I'm pretty sure we've been pretty consistent. What we were saying, like, with Weinstein and stuff, we're like, it kind of sounds like maybe some people were pretty happy with the deal they got, and then once they got some power and some distance in time, they were like, oh, now I'm going to say he raped me. It's like,
yeah, right, yeah.
And,
yeah. Although, yeah.
Without evidence and a conviction, you really shouldn't be. We shouldn't, just as in general as a society, shouldn't be convicting people, destroying their lives, taking their careers away, based on just one person's word. I don't agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you definitely got to have some kind of evidence, man. It's too prevalent now. The fake shit, the fake hate crimes, the fake sexual allegations. They're too prevalent to just listen and believe anymore.
Yeah,
You know, that might have been valid once upon a time, but it's been a long time since that listen and believe shit was a valid thing, dude.
Boy, and
And even then, it shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? It never should have been.
Yeah, no, it never should have been. I was gonna say, how many of those hate crimes turn out to be the people who fucking were the victims that did it?
It's that's like what I'm
80%, like 90%.
Yeah, I mean, it's a vast majority of them, dude. That's why I'm saying.
Insane.
I literally assume that the shit's a hoax. Until it's proven guilty or proven true, I'm surprised when it's actually fucking revealed to be true at this point. I really am. I'm like, oh shit, that really happened? That wasn't a fucking hoax?
Oh, yeah. Man. And it gets me is this is something like before Chatterbox started, when we were still doing the Untitled podcast from like a year ago. Even we even addressed like the fake rape case. I think we talked about the Rolling Stone magazine, and before anybody else had said it was fake, I said, you know what, it sounds too much like a story.
Right.
It doesn't sound real. It sounds like somebody made it up like a story, because I have a lot of experience with hearing real rape cases, like people that actually have been raped. Especially, because of where I work. It's just an unfortunate, it happens a lot to some of the females that I've worked with that are mental health clients. And the one that they described there was just too ridiculous to be true. And it turned out it wasn't. But even then we were talking about, like, man, at a certain point, nobody's going to believe anybody. And I think we were kind of swinging around to that.
That's the worst part about all this is real shit's going to happen and it's not going to be believed, dude.
Well, and I think we swung around to that. And although I think with the more stuff, I think that there's probably, I think these are half true, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like there probably was some sort of sexual behavior between him and these women. I doubt it was this, forced rape-ish thing that they're describing. I think they're exaggerating and changing their own memory around to suit their political viewpoint.
Yeah.
And to justify it in their own head why they can destroy this guy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Like maybe he was the creepy guy at the diner that was like, hey, man, let me give you a ride home. And maybe put his hand on her leg or something. And she's like, nah. He's like, oh, come on, baby, please. And then fucking that's as far as it went. And then she's turned it into a big thing in her head. And she's saying everything. Like that's generally, I think that's where a lot of these false accusations come from. And I'm sure a lot of people out there, any people out there listening, are like, oh, you're a piece of shit. You're a terrible human being. But I've seen a lot of calls for him to step down. And I'm like, no, he absolutely can't.
No, and the thing is, he's probably going to end up not getting elected because of this shit, dude.
Well, but I mean, he can't step down, though. You can't let them.
Yeah, it's too late.
Who runs?
It was too late to run anyone else anyway, dude. Well, but even if they did.
More importantly, we can't let people who just make these random accusations decide who gets to run and not run for.
Yeah,
any
definitely,
office.
Man.
And it doesn't matter about political party. Like, it's not about Democrat, Republican. It's like nobody else gets to decide who runs except the people.
Right.
And these bullshit accusations be the deciding factor. It's a really disturbing fucking precedence to set. It worked with was it Giuseppe or something like that? The governor of Virginia.
Oh, right.
Those like ridiculous hate fucking like those commercials that were just fucking absurd.
Yeah.
I mean, they shouldn't have been allowed. Like, I'm sorry, that goes way beyond freedom of speech. You're literally slandering an entire group of people.
Yeah. No, it was way over the top, dude. I don't understand how anybody could watch that and be like, yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Well, and then here we have a very real accusation from a reporter towards Senator Franken, and I don't think he is going to resign.
No, of course
Like,
not.
he needs to step down, or they need to initiate the ethics committee they were talking about getting together for more, and they need to remove him from office.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, it was over the ceramic plates. I don't think that makes it okay. Like, that's...
Yeah, I haven't heard the specifics on the Franken one, to be honest with you.
Oh, let me see if I can find a picture of it. It's all over Twitter, and it's just one picture that verifies what happened. And I think the rest of the accusations may or may not be true. Who cares? The picture is enough in my mind.
Mm.
Yeah, pull up the picture. I will screen share with you, sir. Here we go.
Yeah.
So here's Senator Al Franken. Here's the reporter. And you see what he's doing. He's grabbing her chest.
Right,
while
right.
she's passed out asleep.
Jeez.
And, like, I think that's all you need to know.
Right, right.
I'm sorry, there's no circumstances under which that's an acceptable joke. Like, if it's your wife,
yeah, not
maybe,
from a
but
fucking,
that's not his fucking wife.
Yeah, this isn't him on SNL, I'm guessing. This is him as a fucking senator, right?
This is when they were out fucking with the troops.
Right.
She was out reporting with the troops. He was out to entertain the troops. And he thought this would be a funny picture to take.
Wow.
It's like, I'm sorry. I think at that point, you throw him out of fucking office.
Yeah. Wow. What are the allegations beyond this picture, though?
She says that he groped her while she was awake and forced a kiss on her.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is not, I mean, it's not rape, let's be honest. It's not the worst thing in the fucking world, but at a certain point, you'd be like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, especially from someone who does a bit of fucking moral grandstanding, dude, for himself.
Oh, does he? I don't know much about Al Franken, so.
Yeah, well, he was a comedian. He was on Saturday Night Live, like a writer, and occasionally appearing on Saturday Night Live.
So he claimed he was a comedian, but probably wasn't very funny.
Yeah, no, he was all right, actually.
I'm just mocking Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. No, this was way back. I mean, he was on Saturday Night Live in like the 80s and 90s.
Oh, when it was still funny. Okay.
Yeah, when it was still good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, he wasn't on that often, and I think he was mainly a writer, and then again, occasionally appearing on skits. But he was pretty good. Yeah. In fact, he was one of the ones that was supposed to replace Dennis Miller, like on the Weekend Update. Norm Macdonald got it instead, but he was almost going to get it.
I don't think there's been any allegations against Norm Macdonald.
Right. I believe Norm has stopped having sex for some reason. I've heard some of his interviews, and I think he's literally just stopped having sex, dude.
You know, with Norm Macdonald, how the fuck would you even know if he was telling you the truth? He's so good.
Yeah, that's the problem, dude.
You'd never know.
The best of them, dude.
He might not be having sex. He might be fucking hookers every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I know he's definitely got the gambling issue. That's a given. I had to literally stop following him on Twitter because I couldn't handle how often he was tweeting about this fucking gambling and fucking shit.
Oh, is he gambling addict? Yeah, that's a real tough one.
Yeah, no, and it's pretty obvious.
You got a lot of money, man, because you can afford to gamble, and you're being harmed, but you're not nearly as bad off as like the fucking blue collar guy who he gambles and can't pay rent.
Yeah, no, but apparently he's fucking literally busted himself, dude. Like bankrupted himself doing it. So even with that kind of money.
Wow, that's too bad.
Yeah, he's got a serious problem allegedly.
I guess if it's not going to hurt you, the wager isn't enough of a rush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gambling's an interesting addiction, man. Really unique as far as the pathology and shit behind it.
Oh yeah, because it's all a mental thing. There's no outside chemical induction.
Yeah, that's the thing is, it's almost like an incredibly severe form of self-loathing. And feeling like you don't deserve shit, I think. Like, I think that's a big part of it.
I can see that.
They're like, I just want to fucking lose it all. I mean, the rush is there, obviously, from gambling. But I think they get a rush from losing it all, too. I think they get a rush from losing, too, man.
I can see that. That's kind of a little dark, but yeah, no, I can totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've heard some people who do heroin describe it as being dead.
Mm-hmm.
They take so much that to them it's like being dead for a couple hours, and that's what they want, like just a complete removal from the world.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like my opiate use wasn't like that. I like to be fucking, you know, up and doing shit.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but I mean, everybody's different. That's what I'm just
oh
saying. There's
yeah,
always that
no,
dark side of addiction.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Kurt Cobain was like that.
Yeah.
You know, like apparently, like Courtney Love had said, like, you know, you're not just fucking using. You want fucking oblivion. You
Well,
know,
I
you want
mean,
to fucking be completely fucking gone.
at the end, he really blew his way out, though. So, I mean, it's awful.
It's fucked up, dude.
I know, so bad.
Yeah, dude. I honestly think she might have had him killed, dude. I don't know that that's out of line, dude.
I don't know. It's possible. I think with the
Yeah.
celebrity deaths, there's so much of an investment from people that it's like, even if you saw a video of it, I think there'd still be some questions.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's I saw I don't know if it was on Netflix or not, but there was a private investigator that was hired by Courtney at one point. That actually is the one that actually put out the shit about how it doesn't seem right, and like there's a good chance that it was a fucking setup.
And you know, if it
Somebody
was,
killed
it
him.
was a perfect one, because she fucking, the only thing there is now is conspiracy theory, essentially. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, she's free. She's, you know, apparently, you know, smoked a crack all the way through the fucking inheritance, but beyond that, she's not in jail or anything.
yep, yep, oh yeah. Well, I mean, Courtney Love didn't really benefit all that much. I mean, she got the money, but like that's gone now.
Yeah,
Her music
yeah.
career was like, what, a flash in the pan for, like, you know, like a song that was kind of like not even really a hit, but just got notoriety because it was her.
Yeah.
She was, you know,
I know that album because her
yeah,
main album came out right after he fucking died, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she cashed in on it, but I don't think she really got much out of it compared to, like, you know, what it could have been. So
Well, again, she's self-destructive. You know, she's definitely got that self-destructive streak in her too.
yeah. Oh, it's like, what's that other blonde chick? Fucking. Oh, I can't think of her name. It's gonna drive me nuts. She wrote
Singer?
Nah, I think she was in like Beverly Hills 90210. I can't think of her name. Give me a sec here.
Tori Spelling?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. What's his name? Aaron Spelling's kid?
Yeah, like she fucking just went and crashed fucking hard and had all the everything handed to her. But I think there was also another one. I'm just trying to remember her name.
Mm. Yeah. There's been a lot. Somebody else from 90210, you mean? Or
Well, it's okay. So I'm looking here. So this is a character from The Crow 4, but she was a big name for a while. Tara Reid.
oh Jesus. Okay, yeah.
And then
Yeah,
like
for
she
sure.
went in like plastic surgery and like just ruined her face and fucking she just was like she was really big. Oh, she got big in American Pie, not
Yeah.
not 90210.
Yeah, I
And the big
actually
one
like
with
the
the
movies I've
Oscars.
seen her in. She was in one of the Van Wilder movies. Like, I actually like the role she played. It's weird. Normally, someone like that I wouldn't, but
Yeah, she was
she
in some
actually did
big
all right.
movies up until like 2000s, early to mid 2000s, and then just was fucking crashed through. And it's just like she was in The Crow 4.
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah, pretty big, man.
the fourth.
Yeah, you could see that one coming though. That was fucking.
Yeah, but I'm
That
saying
was so
she reminds me a lot of like Courtney Love, sort of like just
right,
big fucking flaming dive into fucking nothingness.
right. Yeah. Oh, dude, that reminds me of the fucking roast. She was on the Courtney Love was on the roast of Pam Anderson. And yeah, she's pretty out of control, like fucking not out of control, but you know, really making a fucking scene of herself or whatever.
Oh
But
yeah.
Greg Giraldo had the best joke. He was like, "Courtney Love, what happened to your career, man? Your career dried up faster than Sarah Silverman's pussy around some guy that can't help her in the business."
Ooh.
That's fucking.
Oh, he hit both of them right.
Silverman was there, dude.
How did Silverman take that shit? Because that was
she blew it off, dude.
Oh, of course.
You know?
That had to hurt just a little bit.
That was a little too real. That was a little more real, I think, than Geraldo usually got on the roast. Like, he could be vicious, but it was still kind of where the person could even laugh at it that he was making fun of. But yeah, that was that was fucking vicious, dude.
Well, that one was fucking true.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a joke. I think that was just, being honest for him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he got like that with that there, but him on the Larry the Cable Guy roast, he got real on it too, because he really fucking. I think it was one of the things that was driving him nuts was the fact that Larry the Cable Guy was so huge and he really wasn't. Like, Greg Giraldo is pretty well known, but he really, he was one of the all-time greats, and not that many people are that familiar with him.
Yeah, no, he never did get the commercial success that he really, I thought, was worth.
But again, he's another one that, kind of like to fucking put a spark to a bridge, and tear shit down. So, because obviously he died, he was a drug addict. He fucking died of a drug overdose. So.
Yeah, that joke about fucking Sarah Silverman couldn't have helped his career because she was fucking everybody that knew that could help his career.
Yeah. No, I think they liked each other. I think even if it was true, like I still think they were friends. On the tribute stuff, I mean, she was definitely.
Yeah, comedians have a whole different ball game when it comes to that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless it's
she's on the tribute thing talking about, like you could tell. Well, maybe she's just a really good actor, but like, she definitely seemed to be really bothered by his death.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw like a little bit, but I'm sure like behind the scenes they all know each other. Like, have you ever watched Doug Benson's Getting Doug with High?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Comedians getting stoned and just being funny.
Right.
Have you seen the episodes where she's on with like Todd Glass?
Oh, where Todd loses it, basically.
Yeah, like he starts to freak out a little bit, and she's like right there. She's she's got her hands on him. She's like holding him and like helping him to calm down and shit.
Yeah.
And it might be because Todd's a gay dude. Just like women just tend to be more touchy with gay dudes. But it seems like she genuinely is a sweet person.
Yeah. And I can't say I wouldn't have done. I mean, I like to think I wouldn't have done the same thing, but would I? Would I have not fucked guys to get work? I can't say that I definitely wouldn't have, dude. Why not?
If I was a great looking dude and I just had to like bang a few chicks to get a fucking really good job, I'd do it.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
And I think she's genuinely attracted to the guys too, because I'm fully kind of like that.
I'm fully in support of like legalizing prostitution. I don't want to get a hooker. I just don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, exactly. It seems fucking ridiculous to have that be illegal. You get two adults, willing to do that. Yeah, it seems ridiculous that that's illegal.
Yeah, well, what is it? Joe Rogan put it really good. He's like, you get a masseuse, she can rub all over your body for money and make you feel good, and that's fine. But the one spot you really want her to rub, she can't rub because that's illegal, and that's where you cross the line. Come on.
Yeah. Although, again, masseuses are kind of, well, not masseuses, but massage halls, if you want to call them that, are notorious for rubbing that area too.
Oh yeah, well, it's sort of like an open secret. Like I think your more legitimate masseuses probably are the ones that you have to like go through a screening and meeting process and come to your house as opposed to doing like a massage parlor thing.
Right. Yeah. If the person that's going to give you a massage is licensed, then they're probably not one of the ones that's going to jerk you off.
Well, and it's probably not in a massage parlor. It's probably they either go door to door, like they have clients that they work with for like sports injuries.
Yeah.
Or they
back
injuries, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they'll have their portable table or whatever to bring
or they work like a spa.
Yeah. No, it's easy to figure out which ones are which. Because I didn't know that for the longest time, dude. This is going to fucking sound incredibly naive. But I used to go to those places because it was a really cheap massage, like 40 or 50 bucks. And then later on, I found out that no, that the massage is just bullshit. Like you're supposed to get jerked off or fuck them. You know, like I had no idea, dude. That's fucking incredibly naive. Like I said.
Oh, it's like if you go to a strip club, like if you've got the money, honey, they got the time.
Right, right.
You know, like I know, like when the one time I've only been one, but I did spend an entire like 8-hour shift one night talking with the dude who was a bouncer at a strip club. I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of how that shit works.
Right, right.
But like they generally won't fuck you there. But if you've got a lot of money to throw around, you might get some girl's number because she wants a sugar daddy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, a lot of those girls have sugar daddies that'll throw them a lot of money for some time, and what happens on those dates, you know, nobody's business but theirs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not shocking in a strip club, but yeah, I didn't have any idea that happened at fucking the massage parlors, dude.
Oh, I'm sure it happens in the strip clubs too, like the cheaper strip clubs. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And even where I was, there was one girl who had some pretty fucking stank breath that made me think maybe she'd been doing some stuff. You know, she'd been putting her mouth in certain places.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprising, dude. Yeah, I figure the seedier it is, the more likely that is that's happening.
Well, this was an upscale place, so like it was you know, like a $30 cover charge. You had to buy at least 3 drinks while you were there, so you're looking at like just to be there for like an hour, you're putting in, you know, 120, 150 bucks. You know, because you got a tip and you got to fucking get a lap dance or so, or they will throw you out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've been to them for bachelor parties and shit. It's really the only time I've ever gone to strip clubs. But yeah,
my friend turned 21 and we dragged him to a strip club,
and
then we found out he didn't like black girls.
Dude,
well, it's like fucking, we all like, so me and my other friends were there. We knew this dude, and we're like, if we don't get him a dance with the first fucking girl that comes over, he's not going to get any dances, and he's gonna just be weird about it.
Right.
Like he freaked out when some chick blew him the first time and fucking left like halfway through the blowjob.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
that is uptight. That is pretty uptight, man.
He's so uptight. He's one of the few people who genuinely says, "I've never masturbated in the shower," and I believe him.
Jesus, dude.
That's funny. He's a cool guy, man. He'd have your back 110%. He got your back, but just there was some weird shit around sex for him. I don't know what it was. I don't need to know.
Right.
Business. But like we sent him off with this black chick. She was fucking hot. She was gorgeous because she's, you know, all of them were their strippers. But like, and he comes back and he's like, "Look, the next time, don't get me a black girl."
Wow.
It's like, oh wow, dude.
Yeesh.
And we're in San Francisco, so you got to be careful about that shit.
Right.
Say that too loud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. You know, one of the times I went, it was a friend of mine getting married again, so it was like the bachelor thing, and the guy that was getting married was like refusing the lap dances and shit. And then I didn't know this about my friend, oddly enough, but he was like into black chicks, and finally, like this fucking hot. She's actually pretty petite, but fucking curves, fucking beautiful. And they finally was like, "No, you're taking this one." He was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll do that." Yeah. So yeah, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Dude's into black chicks, huh?" The main reason that was surprising is the girl that he was marrying was incredible, a white chick that was incredibly flat, no ass, no tits, nothing. So I'm like, how is she into fucking black chicks and marrying that?
That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be down with both. Like to me, it's all good.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm not picky. But let's be real.
Yeah. I think he thought he was marrying into something because her family had money.
Oh, maybe that happens.
Yeah, I never really asked him about it, but I assume that's what was going on.
Yeah, there was this brave guy that lived. He was neighbors with my grandfather. Him and his wife would pretty regularly have a lot of mafia folks down at their place. She was the mafia, you know, the fucking head honcho of the mafia's kid.
Oh, gotcha.
And so he was always the head honcho was always trying to get rid of this kid because he figured that we married her for the money and the connections, and it was never clear whether that was true or not.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. You know, you can never be sure if they're actually sincere or they're just fucking trying to take advantage of somebody, especially if it's your fucking daughter.
Yeah, well, they were fairly far away, but we were told, like, if you hear some like funny noises or maybe a gunshot at night, just go back to sleep.
Right. It doesn't concern you.
None of our business.
Right. That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird, man.
Yeah.
I'm scanning Twitter just to see stuff if there's any updates on some of the shit we were talking about. But no, just that fucking shit-eating grin on Al Franken's face. Right. Shit goes to sleep. It's so creepy. Every time I see it, I just go, ugh, no.
Right. Yeah, no, Franken, he's definitely one of the, well, he's definitely a Democrat. And definitely one of the ones that does a little bit of the moral bullshit.
Moral grandstanding.
Yeah.
But the thing that gets me is, like, now we actually have some evidence. I'd like to see some criminal charges. I mean, he's probably going to get, what, like, probation and some community service or something, but like,
but still,
banana republic bullshit and stop having two different justice systems. I don't give a fuck if they're a senator or the fucking god himself. If they did something that's illegal, they should stand trial and face charges like every fucking other person in the country.
Yeah, exactly. It would really go a long way towards pretending that the system's not completely corrupt.
Exactly.
You know, although again, it would probably be more of a sacrificial lamb than anything. But I don't fucking care. I want to see somebody fucking hang for the shit they do.
Just do something. Actually, have some justice for some of these people that these people have abused and defrauded and stolen from and ripped off. You know, like I'm of the opinion that it might be a sacrificial lamb, but it also might be the fucking the chink in the dam that once that's gone, the dam just starts to deteriorate and opens the floodgates. You know what I mean? Like, my brain just froze. But like, maybe he gets a little community service, but then maybe we end up with a trial of Hillary and Obama and, you know, all these people who were selling uranium to the Russians for probably a lot of money on the side that we know about.
Right.
You know, the Russians gave 150 million to the fucking Clinton Foundation, and then suddenly we sell them like 20% of our uranium weapons grade.
Yeah, and they're like, oh no, and none of it's leaving the country though. And they're like, yeah, okay, I'm sure that's what's happening.
It doesn't matter if it's leaving the country. They don't get to get 150 million dollars in their private little piggy bank.
Yeah,
they very clearly used this supposed charity money to pay for, you know, their daughter's wedding, her new apartment.
Yeah,
you know, like they've used all this charity money that they're not supposed to be using for anything but charity for the personal uses. So that right there just completely nullifies any right they have to any privacy when it comes to being a nonprofit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The government
has full access to all their access to all their financial records. Go in and just see where all the money's going on their own. They don't have to. It's really ridiculous that I don't think any even hardcore Hillary supporters doubt that is incredibly just all corrupt, dude. That foundation. Yeah, one thing that bothers me is this attitude that it's somehow wrong for the FBI to go after Hillary and this corruption because Trump won. I'm like, I don't fucking care who won, man. Yeah, for sure, man. After political people, it's about going after somebody who's just so blatantly committing crimes over. Right. Yeah, and fucking acts like, you know, well, obviously she knows she's not going to fucking, you know, have any backlash from it. You know, she's pretty fucking, like you said, blatant about it, man. Just totally blatant about it. Like, what does it matter at this point? Yeah. She was referring to all the, like, evidence she destroyed. Yeah. You know, like, all the stuff that was going on before, like all the emails. Yeah, what does it matter? Didn't we already pretend that you were going to do something? You know, what does it matter now? I thought we were done with that charade. I do like that it ended up getting that one dude released from the submarine case. Like he was just an idiot that took pictures to show his mom. And
Right.
they were gonna put him in fucking prison and shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was nice to see that like people were like, "Look, you're not even touching Hillary, and you're gonna throw this boy in prison." I don't think so. And they were like, "Okay, maybe we'll just discharge him."
Yeah. Yeah. That was fucking ridiculous, dude. The amount of fucking hypocrisy there.
Yeah, and let's be fair. He deserves to get in some trouble. He shouldn't have done that, and he knows better.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, they told him, "Hey, the nuclear reactors on your submarine, you're not allowed to take pictures of this shit and show them to people. That's not okay."
Yeah. I assume that was pretty well stressed to everybody, you know, unless he just wasn't there that day somehow. But yeah. Well, again, I'm sure multiple times he was told.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of thing there's probably a sign about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, quite a few, you know, throughout the submarine, I would imagine.
I'm sure. You know, hey, this is top secret. Don't share this shit. Because
Yeah.
everybody's got a Facebook now. I'm sure they're well aware, like Facebook and Imager and, you know, Snapchat and all these things where people are sharing all their stuff, you know?
Right.
And soldiers are people too. They definitely are not unclear on that.
Yeah, yeah. But everyone's capable of being a dumbass, and that's obviously what happened with him. I don't think he was going to try to be selling a fucking submarine secrets anywhere, dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
So, yeah.
Fucking your favorite crazy hair, and Worski got into it on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's his name? Geek
Thulu?
Was trying to get, I guess, Worski and Fuzzy Bumblebee, Busy Bumblebee, somebody.
Woolly Bumblebee?
Yeah, that Woolly, the one to talk.
Yeah, Woolly Bumblebee.
And so I responded to him. I'm like, look, he's. What's what I said? It was a pretty fucking mean comment. Oh, what did I say to him?
Did it involve Andy being a clown or something like that?
Oh, I was like, or she could always find a retarded midget to talk with and get about the same quality of discussion, but with more adorableness.
Damn, dude.
And then Naomi, Crazy Hair, or whatever her name is, fucking liked that. And then Worski just started going off on her and started going back and forth.
Wow.
She's like, yeah, he's unstable. And I'm just like, oh. First of all, pot kettle.
Right. Kettle. Fuck is Crazy Hair calling anybody unstable, dude. Yeah, that's hilarious, dude.
And then Geek is like, oh, maybe you guys could do a special show and get a moderator and work this out. And I'm like, fucking Geek, just admit you want to be the moderator and that you don't have the drama points.
Yeah, it works so well with Tonka and Buttercup, dude.
Oh, is that whatever happened with that shit? Didn't she leave fucking the internet for a while?
Yeah, well, no, it just happened a couple days ago.
What did she do that was so bad? I mean, she was attention seeking, but
yeah, no, I didn't know anything about all that. Or I remember kind of vaguely hearing something about it, like Tonka bullied her off the internet. But apparently, that's really not what happened, dude. Okay. Apparently, back then, like Tonka was on some live stream, and I guess somebody asked him a fairly innocuous question about, like, you know, like, what's your problem with chat? Like, what's wrong with chat? People in the chat for a live stream. And then apparently he started going off kind of explaining, you know, what problems he had with the chats. And then eventually he realized he was essentially talking about Buttercup. And he's like, look, it's Buttercup. She's the problem. She's what's wrong with chat. Right. And that was pretty much it. That's pretty much it.
She just she took it really personally and then just made a big thing out of something that really wasn't anything. And then,
that was it for Tonka. That was it for Tonka. But apparently, other people like Little Miss Anonymous, and I may be getting the names for these people wrong, and so if it's not involved, I apologize. It's not like anybody's watching, but other people kind of were fucking with her. I think, if I'm gathering it correctly, I think she was doing like titty streams for people, and she had like a boyfriend or a husband. And I think they were calling her on that or something. Yeah. Booby stream or whatever.
They don't complain about Ren. I mean,
Yeah, but I think she was keeping it from her significant other, like she
Oh,
was
okay, well,
doing it
that's kind of not
secretly or
cool, but
something.
still,
Again, I
not
don't
my
know this for a
business.
fact. I didn't really look into it, but I think that's what was happening. So
That's kind of borderline, but I wouldn't even necessarily call it cheating, to be honest. I mean,
uh,
it's not cool.
yeah, I don't know how far it went, but apparently that's when she deleted everything. So I think she was worried about the dude finding out what she was doing, whatever it was.
Oh
I
yeah,
It was serious enough that she was worried about the dude finding out what she was doing. I think, again, speculation. This is absolutely speculation. This is me guessing. So make
yeah.
that
I
clear.
have no idea. I just know that one day she was cool, and then the next day everybody hated her.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, she deleted everything, but she still like blames Tonka for it, and Tonka like said the shit about her being an annoying in chat, and then he was done with it apparently, from what I can gather.
Well,
But he,
to be fair, Tonka has a very powerful voice in this little sort of incestuous crew.
yeah, but
You
still,
know,
he didn't. I don't think he initiated any of that. And that's
he didn't
whatever.
intend for that.
Exactly.
He didn't intend for that. But I'm saying, like, I can see where she's coming from a little bit. He's kind of like a well respected voice, and people tend to sort of fucking just get on board with what he says. He's very enigmatic that way.
Right. But yeah, he was done with it. But see, she blames him for it, which I don't think is fair. Even if it was,
I could see her saying, like, I would love an apology, and he just say, look, I didn't intend for that to happen. I'm sorry, and then that be the end of it. And
yeah, no, dude,
I think he even apologized. He said, like, hey, I'm really sorry about that. That wasn't what I wanted, And then that was it.
Did you see what happened a couple days ago on Geek Thulu's stream?
No. I've been taking a break.
Okay, well, she came on when Tonka was on there. Princess Buttercup came on when he was on there, and she looked like I was not familiar with any of this shit. So I really had essentially no opinion of fucking Buttercup. And again, I haven't really been following Tonka that long either. A couple weeks, basically. I've been aware of him, but I haven't been following him that long, dude.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pull in the little community, but
yeah, he's all right. But basically, like she looked like a fucking lunatic, dude. She really did. She looked like a fucking crazy person, incredibly insecure, just a fucking psychotic
she's super attention seeking on Twitter. It's really annoying.
No, she's a narcissist or borderline or whatever the fuck you want to call it. She's got that shit.
I wouldn't want to hang with her.
Yeah. Well, no, here's the thing. Tonka was essentially saying, like, look, I just don't care about you. I don't fucking care what you're doing. I don't fucking, and you say shit like that. You tell a fucking narcissist or a borderline that they're irrelevant, dude. They're gonna fucking freak out, dude. Because they've fucking built themselves up as this. It's the same thing with Ogre and fucking Zeph and that. The reason Tonka fucking gets under their skin is he kind of tells them the truth about themselves. To be honest with you, he yells a lot too, but they fucking they're kind of
to them. But he also gets on people's case and just yells at them who haven't really done anything wrong too.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's
about
perfect.
That respect, so
yeah, I'm not saying he's perfect at all, dude. But he fucking he definitely has called them out.
Ogre he went on hardcore.
Yeah, but he was basically just saying, look, I don't care what you do. I don't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, nobody really does. Because she would come back like, no, people noticed when I came back. And like, oh, okay, yeah, the 5 people that follow you noticed. Okay, nobody else did. Like, that's the kind of shit he was saying.
She had left in the first place.
She has a very small following. But here's the thing, with people like her, they're convinced of their own importance and their own fucking perfection and their own, infallibility and that kind of shit. So when they're confronted with the truth, they fucking freak out because they're incredibly fragile egos. They're incredibly insecure.
Right. I like being unimportant. I like being me too, dude. And like not really being important and nobody fucking.
Dude, being famous, I find the thought of that terrifying, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I can do all the shit and nobody cares, and it's fun, right? It's entertaining, and nobody takes us all that seriously.
Yeah,
except for Jeff. Exactly. Jeff is truly a terrible human being.
There's a bunch of them, dude. But yeah, Yeah, but it's yeah, you have to kind of understand the mindset to understand, because she was saying that she didn't get, she's like, I don't give two shits what you think about me. And he's like, yeah, you do. He's like, that's why you're on here. He's like, you're on here for that specific reason. She's like, oh no, actually,
you're never going to
I
get
really
me on any
don't.
of Tonka's stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've talked shit to Tonka a bunch of times. We've had it out on Twitter a couple of times.
Yeah, I caught the last
super
one.
Fucking sensitive.
Yeah, no, he's the same, dude. That's kind of, well, I wouldn't. I don't think he has a personality disorder. He's definitely got a little bit of narcissist in him.
Oh no, that's not where I was going.
Yeah, no, I'm just making sure that's clear.
Never go on one of the streams with him.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're not grouping him in with people like Buttercup.
Oh no, I'm not talking about Buttercup. I'm just saying, like if she really didn't care, why is she on the stream? Like, I don't give a shit about Tonka. I'm never gonna go on one of his streams. I don't have anything to. Like, I've called him out for some shit once or twice, and he's gotten all butthurt over it.
Yeah, no,
that's it. It's done. I said my piece. There's no reason to harbor some sort of like. Yeah. I don't know. What do you want to call it? Like, I don't know, grudge or something. Like, I'm gonna still make fun of him because he's kind of like he's a bombastic dude who's pretty
he's a character. But he's a character, man. Yeah, well, him and failure aren't the best at taking criticism either.
Oh God, no! You fucking criticize failure or Tonka or Vamp Candy, and they are just the worst.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. But it was so funny because the last thing he said to her, or one of the last things he said to her, because she was like essentially saying that she didn't care what he thought, it was so fucking obvious. She was so angry. It was so fucking obvious that she cared, and that it fucking mattered. And then he said, he was like, well, you know what I know is my words are gonna be running through your head all night. And I was like, that is the first so fucking spot on. I know how these people fucking think, and that is exactly what's going to happen. She's going to fucking fume and fucking obsess over the shit he said to her.
Well, because she's so obsessed with people paying attention to her, man. Like, she's constantly begging for compliments on Twitter.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah. She's always posting pictures and, gosh, I sure don't look very good in this, or... look, there's some titties, but nobody's gonna care. And you're just like, no, shut up.
Yeah, it's like it kind of reminds me of Opal. Like it's a more extreme version of Opal.
I think I like the more I hear from Opal and the more I see that she talks about on Twitter, I really feel so bad for her. Although she's her sister of like fucking. Opened her mail to find out when she has money so that they can guilt trip her into giving all their money, paying off all the bills.
Oh, shit.
So she can't really, like, she has a hard time building up cash to get out. Like, she wants to get out, but they keep fucking dragging her back. And
that's fucked up. Although, again...
She'll buy food and they'll go through and eat all her food. Who knows how true it is, but, it's been consistently the same story long enough to me to feel like there's at least some truth there.
Yeah. Although again, if you're a victim, you're participating in your victimhood to a certain degree.
I'm not gonna fucking send her a bunch of cash and hope she fucking suddenly, figures out her shit.
Right.
I just feel bad for her.
Mm.
Yeah, I hear you. You have to decide how much respect you're gonna allow other people to or how much disrespect you're gonna allow other people to show you. Family or not, man. At a certain point, you got to be like, look, this is the fucking line.
Yeah.
And I told her that. I said, hey, you know what? You got to decide. You're a person. You have to decide who's more important, your mom and your sister, or you and your son. And you got to decide how much respect you're worth, and then you got to demand that respect.
Yeah, and you got to think her mom did a number on her growing up. There's no fucking way that didn't happen.
I think she's genuinely trying to work her way out of a terrible situation that she put herself in with some really bad choices.
Right. Getting knocked up by a criminal guy and fucking...
And I also think she has a lot of personality quirks that could be very fucking annoying. That voice being the first and foremost.
Yeah, especially the fact that it's, an affectation.
I get a kick out of it. I'll be honest. I get a kick out of it when she just starts to creep people out. Like, it's funny when she's like, saying dirty shit and making people get all like, oh, stop doing that. That to me is funny because I'm like 12.
Yeah. No, the voice annoys me. I can't. I know it's fake.
If she only did it when she was doing that, it would be great.
Right.
Instead of putting it on the whole time.
Yeah, because she came on the cunt stream last night, like only the last like 5 minutes or something. But I immediately commented, like, "Hey, can we have a standing rule that it's Bill paying voice all the time for Opal?"
Yeah, Bill paying voice. I forget where that started. I think that started with Ren.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of them on the cunt stream.
On one of her streams was like, "No, Bill paying voice."
Yeah. Although I think I annoyed Schmeckel by suggesting to the chat that we refer to him as Lil Slash.
As who?
Little Slash, but L-I-L.
Little Slash.
Slash. You know, because the fucking hat.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Dude, yeah. I'm going to try to get it going. Although he was like, hey, I'm like 2 inches taller than Slash. I didn't think about it at the time, but like the fact that you know that is kind of pathetic. It's kind of fucking sad.
Oh,
but you know how tall fucking Slash is.
Oh man. Well, Schmeckel's a weird one. Like that dude is a raging alcoholic, but he's very entertaining.
Yeah, he's all right, dude. He's all right.
He's entertaining in that he is just brutally honest.
Yeah. He talks a lot of shit. I wonder, he can't possibly dislike Sinatra as much as he pretends to, though, right? I mean, he's got him on.
Oh no, I think he's lying most of the time. He's lying. He's just brutal about it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Although sometimes he does hit on some stuff that's very true.
Right. Yeah. No, like I said, I'm relatively new to him because when I first started watching the cunt stream was when the ogre shit was happening, and I wanted no part of it. So I fucking, until you mentioned him, I don't know, a month or two ago, I didn't watch him for a few months because I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, dude. But yeah, it's all right. But yeah, I still couldn't believe fucking what a mess.
Cunt stream is the thing you kind of need a little break from now and again.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, yesterday's, I was just glad they weren't talking about Liz and Zeph anymore. I was just so fucking relieved that
has been a big part of why I took a break from them was the Liz and Zeph shit. I was like, fucking
Dude, I've been suggesting it to him forever. I'm like, guys, stop. Just fucking ignore him. Like,
and then it's sort of like the Red Pill Black versus Blair White thing. Like they're still going at it on Twitter.
Right.
Stop! You look insane.
Right. None of you are looking good.
Just stop.
Oh man.
Well, and then Blair is suddenly the fucking victim of the fucking month.
Oh yeah. No, it's getting ridiculous, man. How she sets herself up for fucking getting assaulted, and is all surprised when she gets assaulted.
Yeah. Well, and then she's well known. She's enough well known that I'm sure at least a few of the people in the fucking Antifa group probably knew who she was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Probably sent pictures.
There's no fucking way.
There's she was in LA, so I'm sure there were pictures handed out.
Yeah, there's no goddamn way they didn't know who she was. Most of them anyway, but it only takes a few to know to fucking spread the word. And I guarantee most of them knew anyway. But,
if I remember correctly, part of their standard process is they literally find out that the people who are the opposition who will probably be in that city and hand out like flyers with pictures and names.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
And they'll actually go to people who they know are sympathizers, but not necessarily part of their group, and ask them to phone in and let them know when those people are around, because it's sort of like it is. Well, not sort of like it is a hit list.
Right. Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Yeah, it's pretty like, wow, okay, that's creepy as fuck. But like they do that with people like Lauren Southern. They do that with Baked Alaska. I'm not a fan of Baked Alaska, but whether you like him or not, that's still not an acceptable way to behave.
Yeah, I'm not familiar, but
so Baked Alaska is definitely an interesting character. He's super alt-right. I don't know if he's the racist part of the alt-right or if he just genuinely still thinks it's like a different form of conservatism. He sort of is borderline sort of white identity kind of guy. Like he's very pro-white identity, but he doesn't go into like the black people are dumb thing.
Wait, is he the one that was on that stream with Lauren Southern and Blair and all them and Destiny?
I don't know.
Was that? I don't know if that's the guy.
Let me
Probably
see
not.
if
I
I
think they
can't
said the guy's
find a
name.
picture. Was his face on there?
Yeah.
Okay, Baked
He's
Alaska.
a pretty dorky looking guy. No, the guy I'm thinking of, his last name was Fuentes. Is that his last name?
No.
Yeah, okay, that's not who I'm thinking
Baked
of then.
Alaska has he looks like a fucking, like an Alaskan native with like the big beard and the fucking big hair, sort of reddish.
Yeah, no, okay, then it's somebody else. Yeah.
Let me pause this and I'll show you. Jesus fucking Christ, how long does it take to pause, you fucking whore? Sorry. God damn, I'm clicking the pause button and it's just fucking starting the audio of it. This is Baked Alaska.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm not from. Yeah, I'm never.
He used to be on BuzzFeed. That's what's interesting about him.
Interesting.
He used to be a big one of the BuzzFeed people, one of the more well-known on-camera BuzzFeed actors.
So he was like an SJW type, or that switched, or what happened with him?
So during the Trump election, he was like, I can't be pro Hillary. She's so fucking corrupt.
Right.
And I don't agree with Sanders because I'm not a socialist. I don't think socialism works. The only guy that's left for me is Trump.
Right.
And he realized like how little tolerance they had for that. And he was just like, how do they not? How is it this big thing? Oh, look, William's here. Hey, what's up, William?
Hey, we got a viewer. It only took an hour.
That basically triggered over the next 3 or 4 months like a slow progression to the right, to the alt-right specifically.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah,
like
I would imagine he probably has a testosterone at normal or above normal levels too. He was never going to fit in BuzzFeed, dude.
Yeah, no, he's not one of those guys. He's a different guy. But
right.
He was a part of a lot of the taste test videos and stuff.
I gotcha.
But the thing about him that's interesting is I could be wrong about this, but I've never heard him talk about the racial realism nonsense that the obviously racist alt-right people talk about. But he does talk about like being like very pro being a white guy. You should take pride in it. There's identitarian kind of stuff with the whiteness.
Right.
So I'm not a fan because I just like it's still identitarian politics, dude. Like, okay, I get it. You're pro-white, and
if you're gonna be,
I'm gonna choose you just because it's to my own benefit, but I don't like it from anybody.
I don't have a problem with you being pro. We're Irish, or for me, like I'm mostly like Polish and French. Like I don't have a problem with you being proud of that, but just the overall proud of whiteness thing. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
If people can have black pride, they can have white pride.
Yeah. I don't really have a problem with that either. But yeah, if it's getting into the ID thing where you're starting to talk about
I'm just
IQ and shit like that. Like, come on, dude, none of that fucking matters.
I don't like either. I don't think you should have pride in anything that you didn't actually fucking accomplish yourself. And being born, I'm not. Like, I guess you can be proud of being born. You fought your way out that vagina, but
yeah, I guess I'm thinking more of appreciation more than pride.
Yeah, that makes sense. Being appreciative of your culture is absolutely
yeah, for sure.
I just don't like the identitarian quality of like, I'm proud white man, and I'm a proud black man, or I'm a proud
like, that's all ridiculous, dude.
You didn't make it that way. You just got there.
But yeah, the people freaking out over the "it's okay to be white" thing, I thought was fucking utterly ridiculous. Though, like, hey, that shouldn't be a controversial statement.
Yeah,
it turns out it is okay to be white, and it turns out we're not all the fucking
not in
devils.
Certain colleges. Apparently, it's really racist to be okay to be white.
That's so ridiculous, man. I'm like, how the fuck are you guys freaking out over them saying it's okay to be white? They didn't say it's not okay to be anyone else.
Oh, they're proving that was a necessary message.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. The reaction proved that did need to be said.
It's kind of sad,
dude. Yeah,
Still
yeah, no, the fucking the white, cis het white males are the fucking devil. That shit's, it's been going on too long, and it's so fucking ridiculous, dude.
It's as dumb as like the black people are all out to get you stuff that you get from some of the conservatives, you know?
Yeah,
Well, I'm not saying black people are bad, but they're all criminals. Like,
right.
you just fucking said it.
Wow. Oh man. Yeah, no, any of that shit is. I don't get why anybody cares if the average white person or Asian person has a higher IQ or than the average black person or Mexican person or Hispanic,
It's
whatever.
not true though.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't understand why that matters, dude.
When they talk about that stuff, they're not really coming from a basis in any sort of sound science.
Right.
They're disregarding all the factors that might also contribute to lower IQs in the areas that they're lower, like substandard education, no focus on education,
right,
like,
right.
Areas where like the focus is like get a job in construction and you'll do good. You can't sit there and be like, oh well, they're all dumber. It's like you're not. What do you?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter to me anyway, though. Like it's still.
Well, even if it was true,
I didn't get any
I
fucking. I didn't get bonus points on my IQ because I happen to be white. You know what I mean?
Nobody. And at the end of the day, the smartest group of people is still going to be a mixed group of people.
Yeah, yeah, and it doesn't. Yeah, I just I don't know. Again, maybe it's me being a staunch individualist or whatever, but I don't understand why it matters.
Yeah. No,
what group might be scoring higher. I don't, you know what I mean? It didn't make me any smarter or dumber.
They claim that it's the higher IQ that leads to lower crime rates, that leads to more success, and all this other stuff. And like I said, they don't factor out qualifying issues. So like,
I don't even see why that matters either. Though I mean, fucking, it's still individual people, dude.
No, it doesn't. I agree. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to give devil's advocate. I'm saying this is what they're saying. I'm not.
Yeah, I gotcha. No, Stabby subscribes to their theories. Don't listen to him. don't let them fool you out there in internet.
You don't have to sway me to your side. I agree. I'm just giving the opposite point of view for the sake of anybody listening.
Yeah, damn.
I should be clear when I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm not a fan of those people. If they're out of their fucking mind.
Yeah, no, it seems ridiculous, dude.
It is. It's wholly ridiculous. I'm just saying, not only is it ridiculous, they're not even right.
Yeah, their whole premise is flawed.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they don't understand the science they're talking about. They're taking bits and pieces and cherry picking what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, and they think IQ. They kind of assume IQ is just an innate thing that can't be influenced by education or environment.
I actually think that you can't study and get a higher IQ on an IQ test.
Right.
I'm like, are you fucking? Do you not understand how the brain works? Like, anybody could literally take an IQ test tomorrow, and then study for like the next 3 months. And then take the IQ test again, and they're going to get a substantially higher amount of points.
Yeah.
All they have to do is study like ridiculous. Wherever they were weakest, just study that, and then keep up with the rest, and they're going to do way better.
Yeah. That's the kind of the fatal flaw, I guess, or at least one of them. But yeah, shit just bugs me. Yeah, how the fuck do we end up where we end up, dude? I gotta start going back, and watching the train of thought that starts from Al Franken and ends up at the IQ thing, dude.
Oh man, well Al Franken wasn't very bright, maybe. I don't
know. no, it wasn't anything like that. But
no, I know what I'm saying. Like maybe.
Yeah. No, I like it. I love the fact that we're just kind of a stream of consciousness, dude. And it always fucking leads somewhere. That's what makes this thing fun, dude. At least for me.
Well, and what's fascinating is you can see a lot of this stuff, the social issues we bring up in microcosms on Twitter.
Yeah, this is true.
So I'm not naming names, but there's this a couple of people who are calling out some other guy and claiming he's like a sexist and a pervert and like a stalker, and but they won't show any evidence, but they've got all the evidence.
Oh wow, sounds legit.
And everybody should totally believe them, and they're totally like in the anti-SJW group. They're not. The
oh wow,
group.
Jesus Christ! So they're listen and believe essentially.
And there was one person who got into like this little Twitter beef between the three of them, which I would never have wasted my time. I just scrolled through it because I was like, "What the fuck is this about?" And this person went back and was like, "Look, you can't just say that this person is a sexist, stalker, pedophile, whatever. You have to actually have it and show it.
Yeah, you can't say, hey, this person is this. I have evidence, but I'm not going to show you."
And the person literally was like, no, I don't have to show you anything. I know what's true.
Wow.
What are you talking about? You can't just accuse people of shit and not be willing to at least back your shit up.
Yeah, that's fucking awful. Oh, man. Yeah, that's so...
You can say what that person did to earn your ire. You don't have to be that, like, obtuse.
Yeah, and that's an incredibly fucking arrogant bullshit statement to say that kind of shit.
Well, you see why I'm not necessarily bringing out any names because I just don't want to get embroiled in that sort of nonsense. Like, it's when I'm trolling people like Tonka, because he's more or less...
Sorry, I dropped my fucking speakers.
Oh, no.
Did you hear that or no?
I heard some clattering, but nothing like too loud.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was trying to reach something, and I was about a half an inch, maybe an inch away from making it, and it just fucking yanked it out of my ear.
I like to troll people that are at least going to respond to the troll and not just start making random shit up. Like, I don't want to start beef with people who are going to be like, this guy's a pedophile.
Right. He's a pedo supporter.
I've had people say that shit, dude.
Yeah.
And what was it? Because I got in a little bit of beef with Liz because I'm not a supporter of the having an age of consent.
Oh, right.
I think you're gonna end up with people on both sides of the age of consent that shouldn't be there.
Right.
And that you're better off having criteria that determines when somebody is capable of giving consent.
Right. Yeah. No, I hear you. It'd be a tough thing to pull off. I think we
can pass the test, but
we've had the discussion before.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, but then people got all upset because they're like, "Oh, you want pedophiles," and I'm like, "You don't understand. Like, the system I'm saying would weed out for the most part. Like, it would most people are going to fall within the standard ranges.
Yeah."
You're going to get very, very few outliers, maybe 1% outliers. You're really not going to get any of, It's not suddenly going to be the age of consent because I take away the 18 line. That's not how that works.
Yeah. No, they're idiots, dude. They're fucking like, if you don't agree with us, we don't really care what your idea or whatever is. If you don't agree wholeheartedly with us, you're supporting pedos.
Well, and then I could also see a sliding scale.
Right.
If you were to say like 14 can consent, but only up to like 16, and 15 consent, but only up to 17, up until like 18 or 19 when you're, and then they can consent with everyone. Yeah. I could see that being a little more reasonable.
Right. And you're talking with the passing whatever criteria you're talking about, right? I assume, right?
Well, I'm saying if people have to have a line, I think a sliding line would make more sense.
Right. Yeah, the fact that you can be acceptable one day and then you turn 18 and then you're a fucking statutory rapist.
Yeah, there's too many
fucking
people.
Insane.
Yeah, too many people in jail who shouldn't be in jail because of that shit.
Yeah, it is pretty ridiculous. Man.
And there's also too many people over the age of 18 who really don't understand what consent is and shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah. That's true.
They should be protected. They should be protected from people taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to disabled people, like developmentally delayed.
All right.
I worked with a lot of clients who legally were allowed to have, anybody they wanted to, they could go out and have sex with, but they had no idea what it was.
Right.
And they didn't go out fucking because they were in our program and we could protect them from people who would take advantage of them.
Yeah. There's some sick fucks that would love to lure someone like that. Oh God, it's fucking disgusting. Yeah. No, I
Oh
can
yeah,
see a lot for that, but even then, like the person probably just claimed, "Look, I didn't know. She seemed normal enough," or
well, that's what I'm
that
saying.
kind
And
of
if you
shit.
had like, if you're gonna bang somebody, you had to show your consent card, and they showed their consent card. I mean, I'm not saying that's not a super unreasonable fucking expectation. You show your ID when you go into a bar.
Right, right. It'd be interesting, man. It'd be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. What else is
I
happening in
think
the
people would
world?
get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah,
is
it's
happening
it's
in the
just
world? Let's see here.
it's just yeah, it's different.
Oh, there was a
Is
big
Trevor still
fucking
watching?
a big decision towards an army colonel who is accused of rape.
Oh wow.
Let's see, he filed a lawsuit against the person and won.
Mm.
So yeah, he was accused of rape when he was still a lieutenant, and it ended up costing him being a general.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
unsubstantiated claim, so there was no evidence.
Mm. Yeah, well, good.
Um,
Well,
and then
again, I assume it was false claim since you went out. Well, not necessarily, but still, it would appear so.
I don't think they get into it in the article.
Right.
But she accused him of raping her when
Yeah.
they were both cadets at West Point in '86.
Wow.
The CIA, the investigation could not prove or disprove her allegations, so she didn't have any actual evidence.
Right. Right.
To be fair, though, the Army, the military is terrible at handling rape cases. They've had a lot of issues with not bringing rapists to justice, so it could be true. But
Right.
at the end of
Right.
the day, it's more important that people are innocent until proven guilty, in my mind, than one
Yeah.
specific
Yeah.
case. Or even a
Right.
dozen cases. You know,
Yeah.
even then, you're still talking about hundreds of millions of people, and that is an incredibly important part of our justice system that is really in our
Right.
favor. Let's not fuck it up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I would imagine there's only kind of two scenarios where the guy actually. Yeah. Well, I guess what I'm saying is the guy is either innocent or he's a sociopath.
Well, and he said the campus was provably false. He brought it to court in a civil case, um, claiming that it was intentionally to derail his promotion.
Wow.
And after
Okay.
2.5 hours of deliberation, the jury agreed with him.
Wow. That's pretty fucking
Emphatically,
quick.
like they really agreed with him. In the case, they awarded him 8.4 million in damages.
Nice. Okay, so it sounds like she was full of shit. I was gonna say, I mean, you got to be a really fucking piece of shit to, first of all, get away with it. Again, assuming the guy did it, and he'd have to be a sociopath, and to get away with it and then sue the bitch, that takes a pretty sociopathic person.
I think it's more likely he was probably innocent. And
no, absolutely, no, I agree with you. I'm saying
yeah.
that's the only kind of two scenarios there are. He's either innocent or he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
And
But
most,
it's
yeah,
probably gonna
again,
be,
if you prove the civil case that fast, he's almost certainly innocent.
yeah, well, it's going to be adjusted probably to 2.3 million against her.
Mm-hmm.
She's a stay-at-home mom of 3 teens, so like he's probably never going to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like there was another case where $1 million in damages was awarded to a wedding photographer who was criticized by a blogger and caused the business to collapse.
Oh wow!
So it's nice that these people are starting to be held responsible for what they're doing and saying online that's costing people their jobs and their livelihoods.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, because it seems like people have just been fucking slinging fucking shit and not being held accountable for the fucked up shit they cause. Because they seem to not care. Like you think about the fucking dumb bitch and the what was it, Uber or Lyft driver about the little hula girl thing. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah, the fucking
That
nation of
out
Hawaii,
of fucking mind.
the fucking continent of Hawaii.
Yeah,
oh, wait,
I know,
did she say continent? I think she did.
She did. She said continent.
Yeah.
I think we made a point of like replaying that in some of the videos. So like, there was the original, but then like a lot of the stuff was stuff I saw that people had edited into commentary, and they would like slow it down and replay continent Hawaii.
She was such a dumb bitch. Fucking evil, dude. Ugh.
And she was blatant about like I'm going to get you in trouble with all these people, and you know she was very clear about like
Oh yeah,
exactly
you're gonna be on Gawker.
Yeah, she knew exactly what she was doing, and
Yeah.
you know that kind of stuff. It's just like.
Did you notice the wait? There's another person riding with her, right?
I didn't remember that. No, it's been so long.
Yeah, because she gave him a fake name. Because she said her name was Jade Green.
Oh,
which
really?
I thought was got to be a fake name.
Yeah,
Jade again, Jade is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's like, "What's your name, Jade? And what's your last name? Green." Like she said it all kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes you wonder if Jade is really her
first
name, and she was just too dumb to like forget to like make up the first one. And then after she said her first name, she was like, "Oh shit."
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the color Jade Green. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, that was funny. Yeah, people like that. Yeah.
Oh
yeah, it's definitely they should have the fear. That fear built into them when they want to fucking just run their fucking mouth off or whatever,
when you blatantly want to lie on purpose to get somebody else in trouble so you can take away their stuff, essentially.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I honestly, I'd like to see people like that castrated. You know, you're in the wrong, and you still want to fuck with people's fucking.
One of my pet peeves again about people who are just like doxing is bad. Okay, It's like, yeah, no, in certain situations, yes, but in other situations, it might be just.
Right.
You know, are you doxing somebody because they've been harassing and criminally behaving towards another person?
Right.
Because in that case, they should be doxed.
Right.
They should suffer the consequences for, you know, just messing with somebody on that level and to a criminal extent.
Right.
You know, and I don't have anything against that, and I don't care how fucking old they are. You don't get to break the law.
Yeah, there's too much consequence-free shit going on.
Opinions, you know, then it's not cool.
Yeah, that's awful, and that's shameful, man. Like, I would rather fucking take a fucking horse kick to the nuts than admit that somebody got to me that bad that I need to dox them for their opinion. You know what I mean? Like it's
super
it's so fucking I don't know, maybe it's just a different mindset, but like there's no way I'm gonna let somebody know they bothered me that bad, dude.
It's like the kid that I'm taking my toys, I'm going home. I didn't win the game of let's pretend together. You know, like
yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, I don't understand this doxing bullshit well, they're the enemy, they're on the other side. And they hurt my feelings.
I kind of wonder if ending anonymity wouldn't be the better answer.
Yeah.
Like if everybody had to be under their real name, like for a little bit of time, it would probably be a real issue with sort of this Gestapo kind of like, we're going to get you, you can't have the wrong opinion kind of thing. But I think a lot of people would eventually come out and be like, you know what, I don't agree with that.
Right.
I think it
I don't know.
The middle ground people to be like, you know what, I'm going to have to say this is getting ridiculous, and that's not really a bad opinion. Like, I don't agree with this person, but you don't get to take away their
it would, you know what, it would probably scale back a lot of the fucking vileness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, I don't know if I like the idea, but yeah, if you had if people knew who you were in real life, are you gonna fucking say the bullshit that you would never say in real life? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or if you're like me, I would say it in real life. So
yeah, no, it's fine. But there's plenty of people, that are. Yeah, well, I hate to keep bringing up Zeph, but how do you think that guy fucking runs his mouth like that in real life?
No, absolutely not. He's probably terrified on a regular basis.
Yeah,
he strikes me as a Chihuahua man.
Yeah,
just a shaky little dog that fucking. Now that he's in his little fenced-in yard, he's gonna bark his head off. But
Right. That's a
second
perfect
that gate
analogy,
opens, he's going to get real quiet and keep his distance.
Right. It's fucking hilarious, dude. That's a perfect analogy, dude. Ah, damn. Dude, I seriously think that Liz might be the first pussy he's ever gotten, dude.
I'm sure, yeah,
that would
he
not
came out of
surprise
his
me at
mom's.
all.
The first pussy he ever smelled other than his mom's.
Right, coming out of his mom. Yeah. It would explain a lot, honestly, in my opinion.
It would, but you know what? I mean, I don't care about that dude. That dude's just a fucking loser.
Yeah, he really is. I keep saying that I don't want to hear him, and then I keep bringing him up. I'm full of shit.
Because he's an asshole. He's fucking annoying.
Yeah, he is a real fucking scumbag, dude. Yeah, well, he is tied to the doxing thing too. He likes to threaten people with doxing. That's a big part of what he does. Oh,
that's right. Yeah, he does do that. I've heard about that a lot. I've heard about that enough to.
It's the implied threat. He'll let you know that he has this information. He'll let people know that he has this information. And he won't say, "I'm going to dox you," but it's the implied threat of it.
Yeah, that's I've seen enough screen caps to believe that.
Yeah, which is really scummy. Yeah. Apparently, he found out Magog's real name, and then he was sending it to Sinatra or something, saying, "Hey, let Magog know about this." Like, dude, why are you looking for this? Yeah, why the fuck are you looking? Why is he looking, dude? It's weird.
I'll be honest. I'm curious. I'd love to know. I'd look. If I knew how to do it, I would. But I wouldn't be like sending it to anybody. I'd just never say anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I don't
once
care.
I satiated my own curiosity, that's all I would have to do. I don't need to fucking
there's no
information or warn anybody.
Yeah, there's no malicious intent. I have no interest in knowing who real people are, who really are.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Oh,
but I get it.
It's not like I have like a need to know. It's just like out of idle curiosity. If I was bored one day, I'm like, man, I wonder, who this person's name is or something. So like when you see an actress on a show or something, you're like, no, don't she be like naked? I mean, how many people you watch on Netflix and you're like, I wonder if she's done any nude scenes because she's kind of hot. But you ain't gonna go watch like a video of her with her shirt off and start jacking it right then and there. You're just gonna like do a little fucking Bing search and be like, oh yeah, man, she's not bad with her shirt off. All right, cool, and then just move back on.
All right, fair enough.
We all just got a little more about Stabby than we needed to know. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, dude. I don't understand why you want to know anybody's name, dude, or where they live or any of that shit.
Oh, I don't want to know where people live. That's I don't fucking care.
Well,
it'd be interesting to be like, wow. So and this is not actually Magog's real name, but like Magog's real name is Nathaniel. Like, and just be like, oh, that's fucking weird. No wonder he goes by Magog.
Yeah.
No,
that's just a weird shit like that. Like, because he's trying to obviously network and get Magog involved in his fucking lunacy, through whoever he can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or apparently they fucking crashed. I forget who it was. I think it was Angry Pepe or somebody. Apparently they crashed the computer, and got him a computer virus. Allegedly, of course. But apparently there's like 3 people shortly before they were about to do a live stream about Zeph and them had their computers infected by a Trojan horse and went down.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
It's all alleged, obviously. But that I wouldn't doubt it for a minute, to be honest with you. He seems like that kind of psychopath.
That's too fucking far.
Yeah. Oh. No, it's ridiculous, man.
Somebody clipped a headline from one of those sort of like bullshit articles. Police body cameras threaten civil rights of black and brown people. Says a new report. Yeah, because they show people committing crimes. Nice try.
Is that a real one, or is that like an Onion article?
It's from Newsweek.
Jesus Christ. What is wrong with people, dude?
Nobody has a civil right not to be shown committing a crime. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
That's ridiculous. Hey, you can't watch me doing a crime. I'm black. Like, dude.
Well, and here's the thing, man. the benefit of the cameras is we know when the police are crossing that line. I'd much rather have cameras than not.
Yeah, the reason they're getting it is because this police brutality shit absolutely happens, by the way. You know, I don't doubt that it fucking happens. But yeah, it would be great to be able to see the investigations.
Memory of an event may be altered by watching body camera footage.
What?
Doing so will likely alter what that officer writes in their report. Yeah, because then it's facts.
Yeah, who wants facts, dude? What the fuck? Dude, I can't shake the feeling that my social media feed is from another fucking wacky alternate universe, dude.
I
cannot shake that feeling, dude.
They're claiming that it's gonna distort evidence. No, it provides undeniable evidence.
It's going to distort eyewitness reports, which are kind of the least reliable form of evidence, dude.
Yeah, there's a reason why you want these. Eyewitnesses are almost always wrong.
Yeah. It's your memories can be faulty and usually are.
Well, I mean, we generally rewrite things on our memory all the time.
Yeah, exactly. That's been fucking proven beyond the fucking shadow of a doubt. You know, that memories are not necessarily correct and usually aren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the most famous case is the one where a woman was watching a guy on TV and said he raped her while she got raped.
Wow.
So she was raped by an entirely different person, but her memory is very specifically of that dude raping her, even though that dude was on TV live at the time.
Wow. Yeah, see, exactly. That's an extreme case, but yeah, not unlike that happens all the fucking time.
They arrested him.
Wow.
Like, they arrested him and they were going to convict him until, like, that, you know, he was like, look, I was on TV when this happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane, dude.
And he was a well-known, like he was not, like, he was either a psychiatrist or, like, a lawyer or something. Like, he was somebody who, like, you would not necessarily think of as the kind of rapist that the woman was raped by, with a, you know, bust in the door, hold a knife to your throat rapist kind of guy.
Right. That's insane, dude.
Like, he might be a date rapist, get her a little too drunk kind of guy or something like that, you might believe. But
but an actual, like, home invasion type, that is pretty ridiculous.
Not really that good gig.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking.
So, yeah, and I'm sure the cops know that. So, yeah, it's a fucking good thing. I don't know how they fucking ruin that. Oh, they might get more convictions because we can show the person actually committing the crime. Yeah, no, this is good all around. This is good for fucking evidence on both sides. Evidence of the cops being.
But there's a lot of witnesses that are just lying.
Yeah, there's a lot of the cops are going that differently. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
witnesses wise, I was just going to say, because I watch a lot of these. What do you call them? Bounty hunters.
Oh, right.
And so part of the, you know, when you're out on bail, you're not allowed to do drugs, drink, hang around any criminal elements.
Right.
Basically, you go to your job, you go home, you stay out of trouble until court.
Right.
And your benefit is you don't lose your job, and if you're found innocent, you kept your job through the whole process. You know, you didn't end up losing any of that kind of stuff. You still get to see your kids and your wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever, your family, whatever. And they get a lot of cases where people will call in and just try to trip somebody up because they don't like them.
Wow.
So somebody will find out what their bail company is, call that bail company, be like, yo, I saw so-and-so dealing drugs. And it ain't true.
Wow.
But they got to go check, you know? So
Yeah, you got to follow up on it.
I'm sure similar shit happens with the police when they're arresting people.
Mm.
Oh, I saw that guy dealing drugs. I saw him doing this and that.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like I said. It's the body cameras are good for just all around. Like I said, you know, the cops are going to behave better knowing they're on there, and if they don't, it's going to be painfully obvious what happened. You know,
but
it's going to be an open and shut case of them getting, you know, busted for abusing their authority.
Yeah, like the guy they were arresting for speeding, and they turned off the body cameras, and he went from being like in great shape to being beat the fuck out of.
Wow. Yeah.
They all turned their body cameras off for like 5 minutes, beat the hell out of them, turned them back on, and didn't expect that to fucking, you know.
Yeah. That actually happened? I never heard about that.
Yeah, it was just like a standard, like they're arresting the guy for something. I don't know if it was speeding, but it was some minor issue. And so then they all turned off their body cameras, and then the guy ended up being hospitalized.
Jesus, dude.
When they turned them back on. It was just, it was so blatant. And they all got in trouble. Like, they definitely, there was, major consequences from that.
Right. Yeah, see? That's fucking, if body cameras didn't exist at all, that's a completely different story. You got three cops saying one thing and another guy saying, one random guy saying something else.
Yeah.
That's not going to go in, that's going to go in the cop's favor.
Don't like that, police's word counts for more than any other person's word.
Right.
I don't think the police's word should count for more than the suspect's word in court. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. But
he has a vested interest. The police have a vested interest in that person going to jail. It's going to directly affect their funding. It's going to affect that person's career. The more convictions that the arrests he makes lead to, the better his position at work's going to be. He's going to make more money. His department is going to make more money.
Yeah. I think the body cameras thing should absolutely be happening, dude.
Yeah, it's like I don't think they should be able to do speeding tickets unless they use the radar gun. But for a long time, they were able to just do speeding tickets based on their observation.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
To know how fast people are going. It's like, no, I want that on a radar gun every fucking time, and I want a record of it.
Fuck yeah, dude. That should absolutely have to be measured. I don't want a fucking cop eyeball how fast I was going.
I don't think it's been that way for like 10 or 20 years, but I mean, in the long ago, that shit would actually pass.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Base Mama. Hey, what's up, Base Mama?
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, thanks for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. I figured you'd be busy with Kilroy and all that shit, but yeah.
I am just trying to make sure I get, everybody's information. Like, I'm so paranoid about anything going wrong. So, because I have to pay for it no matter what, and I really don't want to sell my house to pay for this. So I'm like trying to make sure everything goes perfectly.
Yeah,
that's
understandable. Not much, just bullshitting, same old. We were talking about right now. We're talking about the
body cameras
on cops. Apparently, it's racist against black and brown people.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, shit, I forgot.
Because it might affect the police when they write their reports. When they write their reports, they might change from their perceptions to what they saw on the camera.
Yeah, the article literally said that. This is Newsweek, right?
Newsweek. Yeah. That it makes no sense. It would just record whatever's happening. How can it be racist?
Yeah, it can't be. It doesn't make sense, but that is literally what they were claiming. It literally said that it would alter the evidence because they'd watch the film and write down what happened.
Mm-hmm. It would alter the evidence to have it recorded. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then they were
being accurate. Yeah.
Or you could just watch the video if it did. If you had written accounts that didn't make sense, you could just watch the video.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's racist.
Okay.
Incredibly racist, dude.
Like, does it only record in black and white?
Yeah, really. I guess they wanted to. Their claim is that. Oh, what is it? I'm trying to work as hard as I can for the devil's advocate here, but that maybe there would be questions about why they pulled somebody over or something, and then the body camera footage will show something, but maybe the police didn't have any real evidence that they should have seen, or because they didn't know or something. I don't know. It's hard to really justify anything against that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Seems really odd.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the body cameras is a great idea, dude. I think it should be fucking mandatory, really. Because it's going to avoid the police brutality. It's going to avoid, any fucking doubt in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good idea. I think it should have to.
Well, I think I think it would be. I just don't see how recording it would ever alter it. Like, that makes no sense. But so they're saying, like, if they wrote a written report, that the written report would alter the evidence. But if that doesn't make any sense, because you could just watch the tape. Like, I'm trying so hard to understand this.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, like I said, none of it makes a whole lot of sense, dude.
Oh, there's no
crap.
understanding.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just refreshed the page and I'm like, holy shit, we have new speakers. Okay. See, we're famous now. Are you guys coming? Daytwa, I know you're coming. How about you, Steph?
Yeah, I have to.
Me?
I'm trying to talk him into it.
I don't know.
Come on, man.
I told him he can fucking crash at my place and everything, and he's still. He's being an unselfish prick. The last time I was like, "Hey, let's do a charity stream for it." He's like, "No, I would probably just want to donate it to the victims of the fire," and I told him to quit being such an unselfish prick.
Yeah, if I was going to raise charity money, I want to raise charity for people that genuinely need something. Yeah. Like fucking, like 100 or no, like 500 buildings got destroyed in my city or something like that. If I'm going to fucking raise money for somebody, it's not going to be for me.
Yeah,
it's not how I would do it. Not that anybody watches my show, so it's like,
again, quit being such an unselfish prick, dude. That's enough. But yeah, I'm trying to convince him to come over.
You should. It would be so cool to meet you in person. You're like that one person that's like, I don't know, you'd like ninja into live streams and like ninja out. Just come in and say happy birthday, and then I get all pissed. You know what? I knew that was going to happen. My birthday came and went, and nobody even noticed it. I'm so mad.
That wasn't my goal. I was just figuring this way you could always claim to be whatever age you want.
Oh, because it's always my birthday. I'm forever 29.
That's what my aunt was, like right up until she died. She was like, I think in her mid-20s, if I remember correctly.
Damn.
That's hilarious. Oh, hang on one second.
Oh, what was it? Oh, I think Trump did a big thing that got a bunch of people upset. Was he okayed? Is he? I don't even know if he okayed it. I'm trying to figure out if he okayed it or if he actually made it legal. Or I mean, if he advocated it or made it legal. But he's trying to set it up so people can bring trophies back to the U.S. from hunting big game in Africa.
How would he do that? Lifting a ban on something, he can't just be like, I lift this ban.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's just advocating or if he actually has worked it through the legal system. But it could be that the original ban was just a presidential act and not like an actual law. And in which case, he could just lift it because all it takes is him to do another presidential act.
Obama did do a lot of those. Well, I think George W. started to doing it a lot, and then Obama just really ran with it. The presidential, whatever you call them. Yeah.
Executive orders.
Yeah, there you go. I couldn't think of the fucking name.
Oh, executive orders go back to Washington. I just think Bush abused the shit out of them, and then Obama just said, you know what, I can top that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's been there, but yeah, it wasn't really, it was used pretty judiciously, and then Bush abused it, and yeah, like you said, Obama went nuts with it.
Well, the problem is, I think it takes almost a similar amount of effort to get an executive order struck down as it would to get a law struck down. Like, it has to go through the court system, and it's like it should be a little easier to strike down an executive order because it's not a law and it wasn't going through the whole process.
Yeah, it's just one of the branches of the government just kind of unilaterally, one person essentially just unilaterally declaring shit.
Which is what we kind of wanted to avoid.
Right.
Yeah, I think they need to narrow the scope to only deal with things of specific trade issues or like safety of like the borders kind of thing.
Yeah,
things that might need an emergency response. Like ordering emergency funds to a state for like a disaster, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't think you should use. I don't think any president should just be able to just unilaterally go, I don't like this, I'm going to do this. Oh, I got an escaped baby.
Yeah, no, I think you should have to work with Congress or whatever, dude, to fucking get anything done.
Well, I think there should be like some kind of expiration. Like it has to be seen through Congress by, a certain time period or something, so they can review it. Yeah,
like it's temporary and Congress has to approve it to make it permanent. That's a good idea.
It can only last for like 6 months or something.
Yeah, and does that, like, I think that would be a better method because then at least it could be reviewed. I mean, not to say that the president can just issue another executive order if he felt like it, but I think the whole system of government for the U.S. is checks and balances and an ability to like cancel each other out if anybody goes, outside of their scope of practice,
Yeah.
So I don't see why they won't.
Yeah, although there's been a lot of judges that seem to want to legislate from the bench recently too. That have kind
Oh
of
God, the
stepped out
Ninth
of
Circuit Court.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they have
yeah.
like an 80% success rate. Like 80% of their cases would go to the Supreme Court and get struck down. Like their
Yeah, it
decisions.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, see, if
Like,
there's
how
something
are
like
they
that
still
going
allowed
on,
to be a court? Like that should have been dissolved a long time ago.
It
yeah,
should
if you're
have
doing
been.
that badly, yeah,
Well, it's more like they just sort of they just sort of decide things and then it applies to people. Like the Ninth Circuit Court is in California, but they actually were the ones who tried to overturn SB 1070, which is an ICE issue that we had as a border state, and they overturned it and said it was like racist and all this shit and discriminatory, and it really wasn't. It was just, if you get pulled over by the cops and you're illegal, they should be able to take you in and turn you over to ICE. That was what it
They
was.
should be required to take you in and turn you over to ICE. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be a requirement.
yeah, and that's the one we actually voted for, right? Like the people of Arizona actually voted for that
in a landslide. Like everybody wanted that, and that includes like even when it comes to state stuff. You know these, what are they called, referendums. Permanent residents can vote on those too. And my ex was all over that. Like, he's like, nope, get out. Come legally or get out. He was a Mexican immigrant. And he's like, no, the reason that you come from Mexico is to get away from people who break the law.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing that people find surprising is the fact that there's a lot of Mexicans that really hate illegal Mexicans, dude.
Exactly.
Well, and there's so many crimes that come along with it. Like I know that the Democrats like to just blatantly lie about it all the time, but it's like, no, there's a substantial amount of illegal immigrants who are committing far and away beyond the initial crime of just entry. But then again, I maintain they should arrest and charge the mayors and governors that allow sanctuary cities to exist.
Yeah. Or if you have a sheriff who refers to the illegal immigrants as our guests, that guy should probably get kicked the fuck out of office.
Get kicked out of office just on general principle. Like,
yeah,
I don't think you understand how
illegal, dude. The illegal immigrants here, and the fucking guy that beat Arpaio refers to him as our guests.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up, man.
Well, the left keeps doing these smear jobs, and they keep working, and I'm really not happy about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what we started talking about.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on, dude. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. They'll do it right before the election's about to happen. Fucking, like I said, it worked for Arpaio. Didn't work against Trump, obviously, but yeah, it's despicable, man. The fucking bullshit they pull.
I'm really interested to see how this Moore election in Alabama works out.
Right. Yeah, apparently, I don't know. I haven't looked into it that much. I'm still on the, I don't know what thing I responded to or signed off on, petition or whatever online. But I am on like the Democracy for America's fucking email list. And it's all ridiculous, but I keep it on there because it fucking gives me a laugh every once in a while at the shit they're fucking saying. But the last one I got said that like the Republicans did a poll and that their own candidate that he was actually down by like double digits.
All the polls I've seen online show him as like 80-90% approval. So I don't know.
Yeah, but again, considering the source, I would imagine it'd be most likely tainted.
The left-wing newspapers have lied so much on the on the polls just in general, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave Trump like a 5% chance of winning.
Yeah, some of them were less than that. It was like 1%, dude.
Yeah, and it's just like, you got to be kidding me, man. Phaedra. When you follow Phaedra on Twitter, it never disappoints.
Yeah. I've seen some things. Some things. That woman, like, I've had to mute her because she's like, she gets onto this thing where she's going to talk about circumcision. And I'm like, bitch, I have children. Like, I do not need this popping up on my Twitter feed.
Well, right now there's her ex or whatever, the abusive ex that she had is like, apparently is figured out a way to get past whatever block she had, and because she has to keep blocking him over and over. And sent her a bunch of nude photos of himself, like full nudes, like head to like to his knees, and he has like a legit micro penis. So it's really funny because it's like you see this dude with like this really tiny little dick, and he's like, "Oh, you missed out on all of this."
God damn, dude.
I don't know if anybody missed out on that, man. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing the. I don't think I've ever followed her, but I remember seeing an exchange with that guy, and yeah, he's a fucking lunatic. Like, something seriously wrong with him. But again, he also does strike me. He does strike me as the type that would, talk tough online and then in person and be really friendly, and you know what I mean. Around any actual fucking real man would actually be like kissing your ass, dude, and then just talking shit behind closed doors.
Well, he taught me a new term. I had never heard the term mud shark before, but apparently, like a white woman that goes after like men that aren't white is a mud shark.
Wow.
I never.
What?
Yeah, no, that's how he keeps referring to her, because like I guess Marking Bad is like some percentage native, and so he keeps calling her a mud shark because she's dating him now.
Wow.
Okay.
And I was like, that's a fucking bizarre one. All right.
Why not?
Mud shark. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, is a mud shark an actual animal? Is there a shark called a mud shark?
I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. All right.
I'm sure we could look it up. But I'm just like, what? Mud shark. Like, all right.
I have to know.
Whatever.
My OCD is not going to leave that alone, dude.
Like, I have to look it up.
All right.
Oh man, racism.
I'm only seeing it on Urban Dictionary so far, so I'm thinking it's not.
Oh, so it's not a real word.
All right.
Well, it is now. The racists made it. It's on Urban Dictionary, so I mean, it's
not an actual animal. It's not an actual shark, I guess. All right, wait. The mud
Well,
shark.
I was talking to somebody about like the quote skeptic community and race realism, and I'm like, look, I just went and asked a geneticist about it because I was genuinely curious. Like, does it actually have an effect? Because to me, it seems like it can't really be that accurate because you have natives are a descendant of Asians, and Asians are super smart, and natives like come in not so great, let's just say.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that like automatically kind of like pinged me, like that doesn't make sense. So I asked him, and he was like, because he's a research geneticist at ASU, and he's like, one, we can't control for environmental factors, like we just can't. And two, you have so much variation in IQ testing that you're not going to get a solid quantifiable IQ out of any group from any test. It's just not going to happen. Three, the way the tests are calibrated and designed is already all fucked up. He's like, I don't know why people put so much, emphasis on IQ, like it's a constant static thing, and it just isn't.
Well, when it supports their narrative, they'll be all about it.
Well, it was just funny to me that he like shredded it right away, and he's like, only a fucking idiot is going to put all that faith in something as mutable and variable as an IQ test, which there is no standard for.
Well, not only that, but IQ tests in general don't really test intelligence.
They really
a very
don't.
Limited set of factors. They test math, they test English comprehension, and a little bit of pattern recognition in general. But they very rarely test anything else other than that, because you really can't.
Well, exactly, and it's like, and the multiple intelligence theory is still very hotly debated with the general intelligence and like those two factors are like to this day it's not agreed on. So I
Well,
just found
I
it
mean,
really
so
interesting.
you take somebody from like the middle of a rainforest in like southern America, right? And they have no real interaction with the outside world. It's just they're subsistence living. He might be
I assume
super
you mean
fucking
South
smart.
America and not Southern America. Sorry to
South
interrupt.
America, Southern America, whichever one. But like maybe
Those
this
are
dude
actually two
knows.
different places.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this dude knows like all the different animal tracks, and he can figure out. He can track any animal in the forest. He knows all the different plants. He knows what the plants do or don't do, which ones are edible, which ones will help if you have like a sour stomach or something. And that's a different form of intelligence than we're used to when it comes to like for us. It's like if you're an engineering student, you're considered to be smarter than everyone. But give him a standard IQ test and he's going to fail. But that dude is clearly very intelligent. So how do you reconcile that in the form of just a test to find out who's smarter?
Yeah, it kind of takes a lot of different forms. Obviously, like social intelligence, emotional intelligence. Like you get people that work in the STEM fields and they're socially awkward as all hell, dude. And there's different, obviously, way different forms of what can be considered intelligence.
Yeah,
So
there's no really like agreed to set of criteria, and that's sort of the problem. Is to me it seems like either way you slice it, putting that much faith into something that's that movable. You can manipulate your IQ test scores. I've done it. Like I've taken the same type of test twice and scored 20 points higher on the second time. Even though it wasn't the same test, it was the same kind of test. So you can manipulate these things very easily because there's no standard. There's no like you can only take it one time, or whatever.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. The fact that most people assume that an IQ is a set thing and you're always going to have the same IQ and that it can't be studied for, can't be affected by knowledge. And that's just not true, man. It can definitely improve your scores, by studying for it.
Well, they say that it's remains about the same through your entire life, et cetera. But I have to disagree with that because you can also train your brain for these specific ways of thinking. So just the fact that you can do that, it already negates that argument.
Yeah. It's all ridiculous. It's funny that we were just literally just talking about this, but I seriously don't understand why it matters anyway. Again, it's probably me being an individualist type, but who cares what fucking group has what scores, dude, on average? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're hiring for a position, you don't give a shit if somebody if the person can do it, but they're from a group that tends to score low. It doesn't matter; they can still do the job.
Right.
Like the best candidate is the best candidate. It doesn't matter statistically whether that should be true or not.
Right.
What do you guys think about blind hiring? Like no name, no sex, just your education and employment background.
I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. You'd have to have some sort of interview because what about whether or not the guy's an asshole to work with?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly, but I mean, like for primary consideration.
Oh, then I don't care. That's fine with me. Your work experience and your education level, sure.
Because they have this thing about blind enrollment that they're really pushing here for universities. Just you can't tell the sex or race or anything of the candidates. Only their educational resume. And I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, it's totally
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I absolutely have no problem with that.
Right. Yeah, but I was thinking for an actual job, though. Yeah, you got to know, if the person's a complete cock in the interview, like you're not going to want that person in your office.
Yeah.
Regardless of what their education or work history is.
Yeah, if they're going to start fights with everybody you work with, yeah, no, that's one of those things. William asked me what my IQ is in the chat.
Depends on the test you took or how many times you took it or whatever.
Well, I did some testing when I was in kindergarten because I thought I was disabled.
Oh, God, that wouldn't even be accurate right now.
I have dysgraphia, so I couldn't handwrite. And at the time in the 80s, like you handwrite everything. You weren't using computers because they didn't fucking exist in any sort of usable form. Like they ended up bringing a typewriter in for me because I had a graduate school reading comprehension level in kindergarten. And I have taken IQ tests since then, and I scored like in the Mensa range, if that fucking means anything. I think it's fucking horseshit.
Oh, it means, would you like to pay a yearly fee to go around telling everybody you're part of our club?
Yeah. And it was just, Sensoka says I passed a few drug tests, and frankly, I think those are more important than the IQ tests I took.
Yep.
Those matter more, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, the only one I've ever taken was actually in my second rehab. And all I don't know what the score was because it was actually a partial test. But I just basically I was just glad that it hadn't my drug use hadn't affected my brain that much. So I was like, all right, so I'm just so I'm still above average intelligence. I'm like, all right. She's like, yeah, no, you're way above average. You're like atypical for a drug addict.
I'd probably score super low now. Like I don't regularly study mathematics like I did at the time because I was doing school.
Mm.
So like I'm sure I would do substantially worse at this point than I would have at the time that I took them.
Yeah, no, mine wasn't that long ago, and like I said, I've been sober pretty much since then. So, but yeah, I think it's still all right. But again, it's still. I just basically used it to go around and tell people I was too smart to be a drug addict, but nobody was buying that.
That's a good one. I like that. Oh, that's a great excuse. I love it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is most addicts are actually addicts and alcoholics are on average are above average intelligence, but just not way above, I guess.
It's totally possible. I don't know. I never actually thought about it.
Yeah. Well, think about it now and get back to me. I want a 500-word essay, dude, on what you think about that now.
Oh man, no, 500 words. That's too many. I do like Trump's idea, though. I like the idea of allowing people to bring back trophies. Because the way they've what do you call it? The way they've structured stuff over in Africa and a lot of these big hunting game preserves, it actually improves the numbers, the more value they place on the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're more willing to protect it from poaching and all this other stuff because, suddenly they have all this monetary value. So if you increase the market, it's probably going to increase the numbers of like lions and elephants and rhinos and, all this stuff that people want to go hunt because it'll place more value on it.
All right.
I hadn't thought about it like that, but it, it makes sense.
All right.
Well, I mean, a lot of these animals have made comebacks because of trophy hunting, and I'm not a fan of trophy hunting. I think that's ridiculous. But if it's gonna fucking bring back the animals, then that's better than what we're doing.
it definitely seems counterintuitive, but apparently it works somehow.
Yeah.
Really
I guess. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's very interesting. I would have thought, I don't know. I would have thought it would work the other way. That's it. Stating the obvious, that's my job.
Well, I think the difference is that now the people who run these preserves in Africa see the long term as opposed to the short term.
Mm-hmm.
So like in the 50s when it was a real issue, the people in those countries, there were no preserves and it was just basically everybody for themselves. So like they because there were so many of the animals, it wasn't as much of an issue and nobody was really worried about conservation.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's just like you go over there, you pay $50. You go over there, you pay $50. This dude takes you out into the bush and shows you where the elephants hang out. You shoot one, you take its foot and its tusks, and you go home. Whereas now it's like a whole different ball game. Like the government stepped in and like they regulate, how many animals can be shot each year, and
plus they're way more incentive to stop the poachers and protect the animals because they're worth the fucking money. a shitload of money getting hunted.
Well, and more of the money that they pay goes back into the goes part of it goes into the the community, but also a part of it goes into making the preserve more effective.
Right.
Predict better security so they can keep poaching down. Better care for the animals, people that are monitoring their health and stuff. So I mean, it works all around. So far it's worked really good.
Yeah, I guess ideally you'd like to not have any of the animals have to be killed, but it does sound like what you're describing, the trophy hunting actually is actually better overall for even the animals.
And trophy hunting is sort of a misnomer because in general, when you got over there and you kill, like say you kill an elephant or whatever, right?
Right.
Or a lion, the nearby villages will show up and take the meat. So it's not like the animal just ends up going to rot and you just took like a foot in the tusks.
Right.
In a lot of cases, the meat is going to people that will eat it and do need it. So, I mean, it's a little better on that side too.
That's good.
Yeah.
I want to try elephant hunting. I think elephant would taste really good.
I don't know. They have a restaurant here that sells like lion steak and burgers and stuff. I don't think it's really that good. It's very gamey and tough.
Huh. Oh, maybe we're just so used to the softer meat of the what do you call that? The animals we raise on farms, domesticated animals.
Yeah.
That could be true. That is definitely a thing to take in.
Did you guys already talk about Al Franken?
Oh yeah, Al Franken. Crazy. We did talk about that, but that was some hilarious shit.
Yeah, what are your thoughts though? Let's hear it. We can keep talking about it.
I think it would be hilarious to go push this all the way, make it happen. Because if we can oust Roy Moore, who I don't like, by the way, but I do not believe his accuser. I hate him. Like, I legitimately hate him as a human being, but I don't believe this chick. I think we should be able to get Al Franken because he took a fucking picture of it.
Right.
Well,
that's pretty much our standard. Yeah, and we kind of talked about the Roy Moore thing, how everything seemed a little way too convenient on the timing and everything else.
And especially when you consider that the biggest thing for me is that the same lawyer is repping all the Roy Moore people as repped all the people that were making false accusations against Trump. So
and right into an election. It sounds like bullshit.
Same shit, different day.
But yeah, the fact that there's a picture of Franken ready to grab, dude.
Oh no, he's physically made contact in the picture.
Yeah. Oh, okay. My when it came up here, I didn't get a good look at it, but
it's hard to tell.
Wow. I did not realize that, dude. Yeah. See, I came into this cold. I didn't know what was going on before we started.
I mean, it's his fingertips, but he's still made physical contact in the picture.
Right. Okay. All right.
Oh,
I don't know what was weird on the.
It doesn't matter. Even if he didn't make physical contact, he thought it was totally okay to do that, which means he has no way to stand up on his moral pedestal and try to act like he's better than everybody else. He's a piece of shit.
Which he does pretty regularly, dude. That fucking, dude. Every single person now that I fucking see doing any of that kind of moral grandstanding, I'm like, that dude's doing some nasty shit behind the scenes.
It's like my assumption. Feminist thing, right?
Yeah. They
like
totally.
Always turn out to be such creepers.
Yeah. It is. I think it was Kevin Logan is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He was on. I can't remember what the stream was, but they were on with Tim, Demotivator or whatever, and Kevin Logan was coming on because Tim was on the stream, and some of the shit he was saying in chat, and I apologize, I can't remember exactly what it was, but all I was thinking was like, this guy's a fucking creep. Like, this guy's like, I guarantee he's that type that's just pretending to be a fucking feminist to try to get laid, dude, and try to get away with shit.
Man, there are like so many people I'm not following. Am I following you guys? Like, now I'm concerned about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I just saw that you just followed me, or at least from one of your accounts. It just happened.
Oh, on Twitter?
Like, I get suspended a lot, so not even gonna lie.
Oh, okay.
That's why I have
well,
two.
I wasn't sure until I saw the ball pit thing, because there is that other person that goes by the, or was that you the whole time, the Not Based Mama one?
Yeah, not Based Mama is me because, when I get suspended, this is my other account that's not Based Mama.
Shit. I really thought that was someone else, dude. Wait, didn't you actually tweeted yourself, follow me or kill yourself to your own fucking sock account?
No, what?
A while back, I remember you saying it to somebody that had said that was something along the lines of Not Based Mama. Or is that somebody else? Or is that actually somebody else?
I don't know. I probably would have said that to everybody, though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not a very nice person online.
No, I thought it was like I thought probably it was a joke, but maybe it wasn't.
You
But I
know
thought it was something that was
how nice I am in real life. You are killing my fucking rep, dude, for real.
She's a sweetheart, man. Don't listen to her.
Twitter is built for trolling. I don't understand the people that seem to think you're going to have like this reasoned intellectual discussion on fucking Twitter in like 140 characters. Or now it's 280.
Yeah, even 280s. Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
Ooh, there's a website for telling who the trolls are. Did you know
that? Wow, Jesus.
Oh, is there really a website telling you which Twitter accounts are trolls? That'd be hilarious.
Yes, I'm trying to find it. I have an 8 of 10 score, and Malar Snow has a 10 out of 10, so he's totally a troll. I'm trying to find. Oh God, it was so funny, but like they basically go to like check your Twitter bio and see if you're a troll or not, like if they should respond to you.
Wow, sounds scientific.
It's obviously very scientific.
I would happily admit it. I troll people all the time on Twitter. There's a few people I really like to get going because they're just a little too sensitive about stuff, and they're just like, you start them up and it's like a rocket. They just go. I've actually I've gotten Christopher Titus a number of times. He's fun to troll on Twitter. Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna retweet it and tag you.
Oh.
So you can see it, because I just think it's funny that like they have to make sure that they have this website so you can know who to trust.
What was it? I've gotten Dana Gold a few times, and
really?
Oh, not Jeff. Maybe it is Jeff. The comedian, Australian comedian,
Jim Jeffries.
Jim Jeffries, that's the one. Yeah, I got him a couple of times.
Nice.
I was part of that trolling that got Chris Titus to fucking debate. What's his name? Fucking super conservative YouTuber, right wing. Steven Crowder. I was part of trolling Christopher Titus and getting him and Steven Crowder all riled up.
Nice.
That was fucking fun. That was hilarious.
I watch Louder with Crowder all the time because I like Not Gay Jared.
Yeah, Not Gay Jared is pretty funny.
Like the whole time I'm just like, shut up, Steven. Like I like him too, he's pretty funny, but I love Jared. Like I love Jared.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't handle Jared's too cool, but I couldn't follow Crowder anymore, man. He's just too anything to do with religion, whether it's Christianity or Islam. He has like it seems like he has a huge blind spot, man. Maybe it's just me, but he seems to be pretty like unreasonable about anything to do with religion.
Crowder's pretty pro-Christian.
Right.
But that's because he's Christian,
Right, yeah. But he seems to be over the top with, and I can't think of anything specific. I fucking suck at that. But I just noticed, I'm like, this guy's not being effective about any of this shit.
Oh, people think I give religion a pass because I tell them that Islam and Christianity are not the fucking same. Because they're not, and I hate that.
Right.
But
who's claiming? Never mind. The left is claiming that. I assume that's fucking Ugh. Bugs me.
Well, that's their defense. Like, Islam is bad, but Christianity is no better. And it's like, well, okay, if you have to go back to Judaism that nobody observes to make your point, you've already lost this fucking argument, you idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Is that the
people
claim that it's also an Abrahamic religion? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's basically like, they're all bad. All religion is bad. Islam's no different. I'm like, Islam is not just a religion. It's a political takeover machine. Like, you need to
Yeah, it's
understand that.
masquerading. Yeah, that's the way I view it. It's religion's secondary it's masquerading as a religion. Really, it's about control of people. And
the amount of terrorism from all the other religions combined, it doesn't even come close to the amount of terrorism from Islam. So I don't give a shit if the religions are the same or not. The people who are behaving or who are part of the religion are the issue. Because clearly something is wrong. How many trucks have to be driven through a crowd before you go, look, this is the common thread, and it's really the only common thread. This is what we need to deal with.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what your take is on Mama, but I kind of think that Islam seems to be uniquely set up to resist any kind of reformation. With him, Muhammad claiming that he's the last prophet and there's not going to be any after him and that kind of shit. What do you think about that?
Well, there's that, but there's also, it's literally embedded in the Quran that it is the perfect and unchanged word of God, like directly from God. So negating or denying anything in the Quran is tricky business, because it's literally written in there that if you deny even one ayah, even one verse of the Quran, you're an apostate. Right. So it's they really hard. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which is really bad.
It seems like any kind of reformation has all been impossible.
Well, there are different schools of thought, and you have to remember that the Sunni and Shia split. They have basically two different sunnahs. The Sharia is pretty much the same. It's the way of the traveler. Everybody uses it, but they have a different perspective on Muhammad, because he's supposed to be like the most perfect human being. So the Shia believed that Ali was supposed to be his successor, and the Sunni went after Abu Bakr, and they immediately had a war between themselves. Muslims have been killing each other since the beginning of Islam.
Right. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I equate them to the orcs in the Lord of the Rings, because the only thing that orcs hate, just slightly, they basically hate each other only slightly less than they hate like men and elves.
Yeah, so, yeah. I would say orcs. Yeah, orcs work.
That is a sign of a truly great religion. Just all kill each other.
Yeah. Well, I was, it's like you have some people who, like, you have cradle Catholics, right? I've met so many Catholics that they have no idea what they believe. Like, none. Because they grew up Catholic. They're like, I don't know. I go to church on Easter. I go to church on Christmas. We do that thing for New Year's, and that's it. That's what I know about it. Like, okay, there are actually a lot of Muslims like that, especially the ones who grow up, in a Muslim culture. They never ask about it. That's just life for them. Like, they never think twice about it. They never ask themselves, like, hey, maybe this is kind of fucked up. So it's actually really, it's really rare for somebody who is born and raised in a Muslim country, surrounded completely by Muslims, to start to doubt it, because they don't have anything to balance it against.
Yeah, there's no comparison, so they just kind of accept it.
Well, yeah. And then any comparison, if you try to compare it, well, now you're sinning.
Right. Yeah. So they're actively discouraged. Thinking freely is not a virtue, I would imagine, in those environments.
No, it's very much listen and believe.
Right. Yeah.
Like all the accusations in Hollywood and in politics as of late, except for Franken's, because we have evidence.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly
sort of like
it become
when there's evidence or somebody admits to it, what are you going to do? Like,
no, when there's the people that admitted to it, like Louis C.K. did, but it's interesting how many people who are conservatives are like, oh no, Weinstein's definitely guilty. It's like, wait a second.
thank
We
you.
don't
Am I
really
like
have
the
evidence. We just have a lot of accusations. You know,
Thank
like,
you. I was the only one going, stop this. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's no police reports.
yep. We were saying that too on here. So
And yeah, it seems like
That's why I love you, Stabs. That's why I love you, Day 12. You guys, you're my people.
appreciate it. But yeah, no, it's weird how they've just everybody now is just adopted the listen and believe bullshit about any of it. Like, oh no, I don't agree with that guy. He's on the left or he's on the right or whatever the fuck it is. You know, they're just automatically believing it with no evidence.
Yeah, we have kind of let
ridiculous.
that come in on. Well, see, I don't know. Like, I don't consider myself right wing, but I don't consider myself left wing definitely either. I'm more like I took that stupid compass test or whatever that I don't know how that tells you anything, but I'm like right next to Gandhi on that thing. I'm literally like I'm on like we look like a tiny little Venn diagram together, me and Gandhi. But then I found out that Gandhi wasn't quite the peacenik hippie that he's made out to be. So I was like,
start taking your nieces and nephews and giving them enemas and sleeping naked with them. And
well, no, I don't think I'll be doing that. I'm just saying he was so much more of an authoritarian than people think he was. And I'm not particularly authoritarian. I'm very like left-leaning libertarian. The only thing that would have put me on the right side of the political spectrum would be that I'm anti-abortion. But I'm not religious, so like it puts me, it'll kick you over to the right side based on that alone. So I'm like, that's kind of skewed because you don't get to give a reasoning. Like,
yeah, that's nothing should be that weighted. That's weird. I know that's an essential thing, but still.
Well, it's a divisive talking point. Like I guess it's probably the crowd I hang out with. Most of the pro-life people I know are atheists.
Mm.
They're just like, well, the science doesn't support this clump of cells theory, so I'm not. Like that's where I come from. Like the science does not back you up, so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I considered myself pretty liberal up until this election, man. Until this election with Trump and Hillary, I thought I was a fucking liberal, or leaned that way. But I don't think I've changed all that much. But whatever it is to be a liberal or a leftist has fucking changed, apparently a lot.
I like to say on whichever side of the fence is on my side.
Right.
So, like, whichever group of people is like, we're really going to genuinely try to maintain and preserve your rights, and we're going to genuinely try to like make whatever the economy stuff better, and are actively doing stuff that will improve it. I'm on their side, and I'll change that as soon as they're not on my side because I don't give a fuck.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing, and this is why I hesitate to actually call myself anything specific. Definitely not Democrat or Republican, but not even liberal, conservative, or even centrist. I worry about becoming an ideologue where if my enemies live in a place that gets hit by a hurricane, I'm glad that they're fucking dying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's,
the people
really
that are like, I'm glad it hit Florida. They're all Republicans. Like, I don't want to become that person. That seems like a despicable fucking person to be.
Yeah, it's really.
And I worry about doing that shit. So yeah, I don't want to identify as specifically as anything. Plus, I just worry about not thinking critically.
Oh, I'm a Republican for now, just because that's like I wanted to. I hope more people leave the Democratic Party officially, just so that like it gets the message through to the people at the top that whatever their politics right now don't work.
Yeah, I honestly think that the Libertarian Party, the Democratic Party, is actually going to die, and the Libertarian Party is going to replace it.
I would be okay.
It may sound crazy, but
happily join the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but the Democrats seem determined to make it happen.
You know, I don't know.
would
Whoever's
consider
in
the
charge.
Libertarian Party if they didn't have so many fucking kooks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Johnson.
Gary
If
Johnson
that's the guy they put up as
hell.
president.
Oh well, he was just dumb. Like, but
Yeah.
they say stuff like, okay, I get that it's about the individual, and believe me, the individual is the smallest minority. I'm like all about that. But they have that dude who's like, yeah, I sacrifice goats, so what? I'm like, do you not see how this is maybe not a good thing for PR?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to fucking
Sacrifice
announce
all the-
shit like that.
Sacrifice the goats you want. Just don't fucking talk about it, dummy.
Exactly. Like, go nuts. I don't care. Do what you do, man.
Yeah,
Which is
nobody
sort of the
asked
whole
that
point
question,
of the Libertarian
dumbass.
Party, though, right? Exactly. But that's the point of the Libertarian Party. Is like, you can do whatever you want to do. I just don't want to fucking hear about it.
Yeah. If you're not, if you're not infringing on anyone else's rights, fucking have at it.
And if you want to win, you have to pretend to be Christian.
Right. Yeah, that is kind
in
of
this country. If you want to be president, you got to say
you really
Christian.
do. You still do, yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's
Trump did it. He lied.
Although the thing that worries me about the Libertarian Party is the fact that people like the Koch brothers seem to be supporting it, and I just don't trust those guys to be doing the right thing.
I can understand that.
Although I think they want to completely eliminate business, regulations so they can fucking, really fuck over people. I think that's why they support the Libertarian, because they want to extend that freedom to businesses and corporations. And corporations are already pretty much running shit, so I don't really want that to get worse,
Oh yeah, like no more of that. We're all topped up. Thanks.
Yeah. And that's, again, I kind of view that as, what's going on, being distracted by all this ID politics and shit. There's always something that it seems like has been put out by the Illuminati or whatever the fuck you want to call it, to distract people from the fact that, corporations essentially run shit.
I think it's George Soros. Is what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That guy is literally everywhere. People kept saying that, and I was like, "Oh my god, you're such a fucking lunatic with your conspiracies. You're worse than Alex Jones. Shut the fuck up." Blah blah blah.
It all to him. It all leads to his bank account.
Exactly. You're like, "Oh my god, I feel like a crazy person right now," because you're like, "It's true. Like it's actually true. It's not conspiracy theory. It's true."
Like, holy shit, he really is a Bond villain. What the fuck?
Well, he's openly stated before that he is willing to don't take all of his money and put it towards eliminating the United States, and that he hates the country.
But why? Like, this country gave you all kinds of shit and put up with you turning on your own people and working for the Nazis.
Yeah,
I think you'd be more grateful.
There's a lot of Nazis that work for the U.S. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, you've heard like the free market stuff, right? The free market. Okay, so like, all these people who are like ANCAPs that talk about like the free market, totally free market. It's based off of two theories. One of them is the theory from the guy they made that movie about, the crazy scientist guy, game theory, which he's since rescinded because he came up with it when he was delusional and off medications.
Oh, Steve Nash. I almost said Steve Nash, but I know that's not right.
I forget what his name is, but he's one of the people that came up with it. And then the rest of it is based off of stuff that the Nazi scientists were working on, the ones we took in how to weaponize economies. And if you look at what happened in Iran, Iran or Iraq after Desert Storm, they put it into effect in the country, and our companies went in and wiped their economy completely out. Just took all their money essentially through free market economy. It was always meant to be a weapon, and I don't think people really understand like the basis of it when they talk about it, like the ANCAPs. But it's definitely an interesting thing to learn about.
I remember Halliburton, Don Cheney's Don Cheney, whatever Cheney's Dick Cheney. God damn it. Halliburton Company, which he officially wasn't a part of at that time, but I remember them getting a lot of fucking concessions over there, man.
Yeah. Well, essentially what happened was they took all regulation away and took all of the trade restrictions off of our countries only for that country because they were testing the free market.
Wow.
And it turns out when you do that, the corporations come in and take everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Turns out they're
holding them back.
Yeah.
Literally,
Turns out corporations are incredibly greedy, imaginary people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are real.
They have the same rights as a U.S. citizen, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see.
I guarantee. Yeah, I guarantee whoever came up with considering the corporation an imaginary, what is it? Not imaginary person, but whatever it is, they're supposed to be like. Yeah, they did not plan on them actually considering them people, dude.
If they're
Fucking
legally
ridiculous.
considered people, I want to see them in jail.
Yeah. Put the whole goddamn corporation in jail.
Every single person from the corporation goes to jail when the corporation breaks a law.
Yeah. That would clear up shit pretty quick. Yeah, they would start behaving, I would imagine, if that were the fucking case.
I think they would reverse the decision. I think that would happen a lot sooner than they would actually end up going to jail. I think
it would immediately be like, okay, they're not a person.
Yeah, I think that's what would happen.
Yeah, this is true.
I think that's also what we would find out if they put Hillary on trial. She's not really a person.
Right.
Yeah,
there you go. She's Hillary Incorporated, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would really love to see the fucking Clinton Foundation taken down. I think I was saying it earlier. I don't think even the most ardent fucking Hillary supporter doesn't recognize that that's completely corrupt, dude.
Oh, I knew a lot of people who were like, yeah, she's completely corrupt, but I can't vote for Trump.
Yeah. Yeah.
California.
I was like, no. Here's the fucked up thing. Trump got as many votes as he did because of civic nationalism, one, the abandonment of the working class by the Democratic Party, and the fact that he wasn't her.
Yeah.
Well, and he's bringing a lot of stuff in the economy back. I mean, it's going slow, but he is bringing it back.
Our retirement portfolio is fucking insane right now. Like, I don't even know what's going on with it. My fiance is a financial planner. So he was like, I'm gonna pick these stocks, for this market because he knew the kind of president that Trump would be. So he picked when it came up time to like repurchase stocks for the year, he picked up, all these different ones that he thought would be boosted because of Trump. And he actually picked green energy to be our lead. And it is going through the fucking roof right now. I have no idea. Like, I don't remember the companies, but we're doing great. I mean, so when we're like 80 and we can actually touch it, we'll be sweet. We just have to live till then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
It's becoming. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Damn you.
I was going to say, green energy is becoming more and more a cottage industry. In a certain respect, there's a lot more people who are going off grid. There's a lot more people who are going into like mobile living situations where they're not living in a specific place. And solar panels are a huge part of that because suddenly you can use, some green energy technology and then live in your van while you work from, whatever, online job you have with a cell phone, like a cell phone hotspot and a fucking solar panel and a couple of batteries. And a lot of people are doing that. It's becoming a huge movement. I mean, I've seen it maybe quadruple in the last couple of years. The number of people that do the kind of stuff. So I think it's, and then you talk about people who would just want to live like out in the fucking woods and grow their own food and shit. That is at least doubled. And solar is a huge part of the people that are doing that now. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing why I didn't. Oh, go ahead, Mom.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
God damn it! I already forgot what I was going to say. Please go ahead.
I'm sorry. I feel really bad. I was going to say, Americans tend to be pretty anti-state. There is a strong faction that wants the state to control and nanny us all or whatever. But at the same time, we generally like our culture seems to be very individualistic and very independent. So it makes sense to me that people would want to like pull away from, the government, but also the grid and any kind of collective group, just because there's so much pressure or social pressure right now to like depend on the state. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, there's also a huge retirement group of people who are basically they're retired, but they couldn't afford to retire with their house. So there's more and more people are retiring and then buying RVs. So I imagine that's going to also start to be a booming business.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a great idea because you can basically live wherever the fuck you want. It takes kind of a lot of gas, I guess, to get it from one place to another, but yeah,
the amount of money you save over
RV.
property taxes is so
exactly.
much.
Yeah. And there's
Yeah,
some
not
nice
about that. Yeah,
goddamn
property
RVs.
taxes would be a bitch, huh?
Well, and then here's the other thing. There's a lot of areas in the country that are Bureau of Land Management that are essentially not owned by anyone. They're held in trust for us by the government. And so you can go and you can stay on that land for usually 2 weeks, 14 days. And then you have to move like 30 miles and you can stay, somewhere else for 14 days. And there's no fees. Like you don't pay any fees for like living there essentially.
Oh.
You just can't live in one spot. You just have to keep traveling around. So, you travel around in the north when it's warm up there. And then in the winter time when it's cold in the north and warm in the south, you travel around the southern states. And you can do that. It's fairly easy. It's not too expensive.
Yeah. No, I considered doing it when I was younger. Like, and my friends and shit would all make fun of me. But like, I was young, single. I didn't have any kids. I wanted to get a decent RV, and then basically I would be able to live wherever the fuck I wanted on pretty short notice. I wouldn't have to worry about selling a house or fucking renting it out or any of that shit. I could just pick up and leave. And, if I want to live in San Diego for a little bit, I want to go up the coast to Portland or, whatever, dude. And it kind of made fun of me, but I don't know. It's not that bad of an option.
That sounds awesome, actually. That seems like the way to do it, though. You're just like, I'm sick of this place. We're moving.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't such a goddamn coward and would have fucking done it.
Well, from what I've seen, some of the people have gotten the cost down to like $300 or $400 a month. Just living out of their van, and essentially they just built like a little plywood frame and put a mattress in the back, throw in some water jugs and a camp stove and like a bucket toilet that they can just use with kitty litter if they're not anywhere near a public restroom kind of thing, or they're not out in the boonies where they can just dig a deep hole and not have to worry about it. That's a lot of people are doing that, and they're taking like online jobs, doing, video editing, correcting, accounting and stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can do online that you used to have to be in an office for.
Yeah. Well, even like Amazon, like a lot of their customer service shit is, telecommuting.
Well, and then Amazon, during the holidays, hires on a bunch of seasonal workers. A lot of people would go do that and just work, 60 hours a week for like 2 or 3 months and then go traveling the rest of the year. And there's also like the sugar beet harvest in the Northeast. You can earn enough money to travel for the rest of the year on there if you work for just a few months. It's pretty interesting. It's a fascinating culture. I get a kick.
Yeah, it's van life. Van life. Stabby loves to talk about van life, dude.
In tiny houses.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's
No, it's awesome. I watched a few of the videos, but yeah, it's amazing what they can pack into a van, dude. I would still need a little more space than that. Like I would need a small, I forget what the ABC shit is, whatever, with the RVs, the classes, but I would still need at least a decent sized small RV or trailer. I may do that. Just get a pickup in a fucking trailer.
the benefit is you're only really carting around your bedroom. Essentially, the rest of your house is outdoors because you travel around with good weather, so you can chill out and have a fire and fucking. You're not in the van the whole time. You know, you go hiking, you go have a fire, you go fishing, get one of those inflatable rafts. You know, go rafting around on like lakes and rivers and shit. Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, you can go where the fuck you want. Really goddamn cheap, dude.
Yep.
Why is living out of your car so appealing right now?
Because if
it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
It becomes so complicated dealing with all the bullshit on a regular basis that just the imagination, living in your car, you feel like you would get away from all of that and just not have to worry about it.
Yeah, for a country that values freedom, that's about as free as it gets, I would imagine. That's got to be a big part of the appeal of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do if, once you're retired. I don't think I'd really want to do it at this point in my life.
Yeah, yeah, and Mama, you gotta stop popping out kids and get them the hell out of your house, dude.
Look, I'm trying to have them young, so I'm not doing this when I'm like in my 60s, man. I see these chicks that they wait until they're like 35 or 40 to have a kid, and I'm like, you realize you're going to be retirement age when your kid reaches college? Like, why do you want to live like that?
Yeah, no, I had a friend. He was dating a chick that was much younger, and he was like thinking about having kids with her, and I'm like, dude, you realize you're gonna be like you're gonna be like almost 60 when your kid's graduating from fucking high school. Like, that's weird, dude. I don't know. It's just weird to me.
So you just
don't have to be the worst thing. I'm just thinking like you're in menopause and you're trying to have a kid. Like, for guys, I think it's a little bit different because you're not on a clock, you know?
Right. The biological clock.
But for chicks,
never stops ticking for us.
Wouldn't you be suspicious as fuck of a like never been married single chick, doesn't even have a kid, so like she didn't even try to like give it a shot, and she's like 35 and trying to get up on you? I would be like, get away.
Yeah, that is a little.
I wanted to be fixed before I was messing around with that. I'm like, we're going to take you to the vet and we're going to have you fixed. Sorry.
I would just be like suspicious as hell. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would definitely need to hear a really good, convincing reason why.
Well, sure. If you were like dedicated to the Peace Corps for 2 decades, like, I'm not going to hate on you. Okay, fine, I get that. But
right, I was busy curing cancer, asshole. Put your seed in me.
If she's talking about having
she can
kids,
cure cancer.
If she's talking about having kids to sell for money, I might be okay with it. No.
Damn.
Turns
out white babies are still really valuable.
This is gonna sound bad, but like a lot of you are like, don't date single moms, and I'm kind of like, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying don't, but like I'd be real sketchy because I was the odd one. I had like a ton of jobs. I never went out. I never had time to do anything. So I really didn't want to like be on assistance or anything. But every other single mom I knew, save one who was a nurse, they were all like, oh, it's Friday. The kids are with their dad. Let's go out and get drunk. And I'm like, I don't like to drink.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? Like,
no, there's definitely a lot of that.
Have your 20s in your 20s, man. Like, don't be doing that shit in your 40s.
Date a single mom, God, I would rate it on how long it took her to introduce me to her kids. Like, I would think the first year she should probably keep that separated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well, I think that depends on.
Very wary. Yeah. I don't know about a year. That's a little much, dude. But
I gotta argue, yeah, because if you just spark, you know, you just spark. But there is gonna be conflict. There's gonna be that whole "you're not my dad" shit, you know. So you gotta have that all worked out, like, before any of that happens, because it could go somewhere, but it could also like kill things. So
yeah,
you know, I don't think it's a good idea to be like, you know, you're not. I don't know. Chicks pick dudes for different reasons than dudes pick chicks. Guys don't care what kind of job a girl has. They don't give a shit if she's educated or whatever. Chicks are looking for that because they're looking for financial security because they have kids or are planning to have kids.
I just don't like
it. It's the nesting instinct, dude. Just modern version of that, you know.
Yeah, I don't think my
Yeah.
fiance would have given me like 10 seconds of his fucking time if I was like a party mom.
Oh no!
I was like, I'm
I
on
would
match
Yeah,
because
no,
I
I
don't
mean
have
you
time to
don't.
date.
Yeah, again, you don't want to fucking like, like a day or two. You meet somebody and introduce them to your kids, but yeah, a year is ridiculous, dude. Yeah, a year is a very long time, and like you said,
I
if
just don't want to
it's
meet her kids because I don't want to. I figure after a year I'll probably be ready to move on.
fucking Stabby is so anti-kids, dude. You're fucking, it's
I just don't
hilarious.
want any kids. I'm a terrible
Yeah.
human being, and I don't want to pass that on to anybody
No, dude.
like
Yeah,
vicariously.
no, dude. You're a good dude. Shut up. But yeah,
One of
no,
the things
you
that
have
I
the
have
same attitude
discovered
that
are
I had. You had the same attitude I had before I had kids. I never wanted kids, but I ended up knocking somebody up, so it wasn't, an option. And I think I do all right. I think I'm a decent parent.
I think you're a great dad.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got custody of them. I guess I don't know. I don't know. People tell me that they wouldn't have done what I did and gone and get my kid, but I don't know. I can't see anybody not doing it. But maybe not. Maybe I am just an awesome person, dude.
Well,
I'll accept that.
you really are. Own it. Be proud of it.
Yeah. Well, the drug addict thing threw me for a loop for a while. It took me a really long time to accept the fact that I might not be a complete fucking scumbag. When you go through something like that. So I've accepted that
Well,
maybe I'm not the worst person.
I think everybody makes mistakes. We all form, we're always in formation or not formation. We're always being formated or
Evolving.
God, bleh. Yes, let's just use that word because the right word is not coming to me right now. Um, it's it's sort of like you have to accept that people are broken and weird and quirky and different from each other. And it's if you're the type of person who's looking for somebody who fits you exactly, well, you're never going to find anybody because you're not like anybody else and nobody else is exactly like you. And you're going to have to accept flaws in people the same way they're going to have to accept flaws in you. And I think that a lot of the problem with relationships now is that, people enter into them with these really high, unreasonable expectations of another person, and then they're so disappointed when they don't meet those ridiculous expectations. Like girls, I hate to go off on this tangent, but girls get told all the time, "You're daddy's little princess," and you better find a man who treats you like a princess, and all this shit. And don't put that in girls' heads. Like, let them know marriage is work. Relationships are hard. They're tough. You're going to have to put up with a lot of shit off of somebody, and somebody's going to have to put up with a lot of shit off of you. So, don't think of yourself going into it like you're the queen.
Yeah, because it does cause a huge sense of entitlement in most women, man. Like they really don't think they have to bring anything other than just being there. It's
I've seen
really
some
weird.
pretty arrogant ladies when it comes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're at all good looking. And again, let's face it, most women are, with makeup and everything, but still, the amount of women that are considered attractive relative to the amount of men that are considered attractive or hot, there's a major discrepancy there. And so again, even someone who's decent looking as a woman can have an incredibly fucked up attitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot
you
of.
can't just look good and show up.
Right. Yeah, just expecting
I think a lot of guys put too much onto the looks thing though. Man, looks are gonna fade sooner or later. Like they're gonna fade, and if you can't have a decent conversation with whoever you're with, guy or girl, it doesn't really make a difference. It's gonna be fucking hell if you're in a long-term relationship with a person you can't even talk to.
Yeah, no, it sucked, man. Like my ex is a really attractive woman, but yeah, it gets fucking tiresome when you have to constantly explain why jokes are funny that you see in movies and shit. Because she's a fucking idiot, dude.
God.
Yeah. No, it sucks. You can't. I couldn't talk to her about anything, like fucking whether political, philosophical, any of that shit. I literally had to explain jokes to her on fucking movies, dude. Jokes that the kids got, dude. That's how bad it was.
I'm sorry, that is just so awful.
Yeah, it's and then again, you combine that with somebody that's so entitled that thinks that fucking they don't have to fucking put any effort in anything. Like she insisted on us go to counseling and shit like that, and I was like, okay, I'll try it, and I quickly realized that she had no intention of changing anything about her. She didn't, she was perfect. It was all about what she wanted me to fucking change.
That is exactly what I discovered when I was doing auditing for marriage and family therapy. That's what I was going to go into. I was like, fuck this. Nope, can't do it. Like, I can't, because most of the time they would go into the room. The guy had no idea why he was there. He just wanted to fix whatever was broken.
Right.
And the woman wanted a divorce, and she just wanted a therapist to say, yeah, you should get divorced.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was heartbreaking.
Pretty common.
Yeah. No.
One of the things that's different between men and women, I would say, is the breakup. Is women generally know they're going to break up at least 6 months before it happens. Way before the guy, in any case. Like, the guy never knows that it's coming before the woman does. The woman definitely knows it's coming.
Oh yeah.
No, well, on mine, my ex never seemed to see it coming. Well, I left and came back a lot, so I guess I can't fucking fault her for that.
That sounds like a healthy relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, if I was unfamiliar with the whole narcissistic / borderline shit back then.
Oh, so you're just trying to figure out why this bitch is crazy?
Yeah, well, no, I was like, she's got to grow up. She's got to mature eventually. Like, she can't, because she was a couple years, she's like 3 years younger than me, which I don't know why I thought, I could look in 3 years into the relationship and realize that wasn't going to happen. But, yeah, I expected her to fucking grow up at some point and change, realize, mature. But, once the borderline / narcissistic thing was explained to me, and that they're pretty much stuck like that, and that that was the other thing, is I really assumed that she knew she was full of shit and was just being like stubborn. I didn't understand that mindset of, no, they really believe their own bullshit. They really believe that they're fucking perfect and they never do anything wrong, that kind of shit. Nothing's ever their fault. They actually believe it. That's a really hard concept for me to, it was a really hard concept for me to understand. That a person could actually genuinely believe that they never do anything wrong and things ever their fault.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. I think we're kind of breeding narcissists in this day and age, to be honest.
It's becoming very, very prevalent.
Well, and it makes you stupid. Like, you can't, if you already think you're right, then there's no way you're going to learn anything because you already think you're right.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Going into therapy with her, it was literally a bunch of shit I needed to change. And she didn't grasp the concept that, no, you do. And again, the thing was, I treated her really fucking well. She didn't really have any valid complaints about the way I treated her. I never hit her. I was incredibly supportive to her. So, yeah, I don't know what she was expecting out of it, but it was nothing to do with her. that much was clear. It was funny because the things that the counselor told us to do was pretty much the shit that I already did. Like, if I was mad or we were mad, I'm like, look, I would try to separate so we could calm down. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, apparently. I found out. But she would never do that. She would just keep on and on and on and on, never letting us calm down or whatever. So, I don't know.
She's just going to badger you into compliance.
Yeah, no, I didn't understand it, but like, she'd still just keep going at it. And like, we're both mad. Why are we fucking talking when we're both pissed off?
That's an intrinsic difference in general, and it's not for everybody, but in general, women tend to be more like inclined to talk things out until it's resolved, and guys tend to be more inclined to like, let's go fucking hang out apart from each other for a little bit. I'll think about it, you think about it, and we'll come back together and try to fix this shit. And that's just a general rule of thumb. Obviously, not all men and women are the same, but on average,
that is kind of what they told us. Is that's kind of the way it goes with men and women. Yeah.
I'm all about like, I'm pissed at you. Get the fuck away from me for a little bit. I'll get over it. but not if you're up my ass about it.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
they do not understand that cooling off thing.
I get so tired of the people that won't accept that sometimes you're just mad about shit.
Mm.
Like, it doesn't mean anybody's wrong or bad. Sometimes it just pissed me off, and I just need a little bit. I'll get over it, and I'll move the fuck on.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be a discussion or deal. Nothing has to be resolved. I'm just mad about something.
Yeah, yeah. People that demand forgiveness right away or are demanding be okay with something right away. Like, no, just give me time, man.
Yep.
I'm gonna be angry. Later on, I won't be. That's it.
Sometimes I know I'm not. I shouldn't be angry. Doesn't mean I'm not.
Right. doesn't change the fact of the situation. Right. Yeah.
You're like,
not
I'm
everything's
still
rational.
pissed. I'll be done being
Right.
pissed in a while. Just leave me alone. Let me be pissed.
Yeah. Just because I don't have a reason to be irritable doesn't mean I'm not irritable, right? Back off.
Exactly. I don't understand the thing with people in relationships where they think they need to be up each other's ass all the time. Like they have to have all the same hobbies. You have to do all the same hobbies together. Like you need a hobby that isn't me. Like I'm so fine with that. Go do you, boo boo.
Oh, my friend did that.
But I think that was a big part of my ex's problem is she had no real identity. She was always like, anytime we broke up, like she's already seeing somebody else within like a week or two. So it's almost like she has no self-identity or no identity of her own outside of the guy she's dating. So yeah, she
So
fucking
she just
wanted to be
becomes
around
that
like,
guy.
all the time. Well, yeah, or what that guy wants her to be, and also kind of gets her identity from that as well. Because I noticed like the way she dressed. She did. It's the first time we broke up seriously, like for a significant amount of time. Like again, within a couple of weeks, she's dating a guy that just got out of prison like a week before. Right. So I noticed like the clothes and shit she's wearing kind of reflected that. Although even then I didn't really recognize what was going on. But yeah, she doesn't know who the fuck she is. She has no identity of her own. And just that's why she panics and starts dating someone else immediately, I think. Because she's panicking, like, who the fuck am I? I have no idea. Again, not consciously thinking this, but, she's not consciously thinking that, I assume. But, yeah, she just has no idea, has never really established her own identity.
There are a lot of people like that. They never take time to know who they are.
Yeah.
They just want to be with somebody, and I had a lot of friends like that that I went to high school with, and we sort of just stopped being friends because it's like, if he's into country music, oh, she's into country music. Oh, okay, he likes to go mountain biking, she likes to go mountain biking. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's fucking weird.
Well, you're nobody.
Have somebody. Yeah. You're not yourself. You're whoever they project. Like whatever you see in the other person, and that's almost what you identify as. It's weird to me.
It is really weird. It's a kind of sick and very unhealthy codependency to feel the need to adapt yourself. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Mess.
It's like
everybody's nuts. Bottom line.
I think there's a few general rules to like dating. Number one, never put the person on a pedestal. Nobody's perfect. If you have a problem with that, try picturing them on a toilet, taking like a big nasty shit, and see if you're still interested. Really.
Do you still love me if I had diarrhea?
Yeah, exactly. The second one is make sure you're happy being by yourself before you try to be with somebody else.
That's huge, dude. And that's more than anything. Because if you're not, then you're just an unhealthy, codependent bullshit.
Yeah, and then I think
one relationship to the next
is recognize that marriage is just a title.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to change your relationship because you've changed the term you use to describe your relationship. If you're already committed to a person, you're either committed or you're not. Being married is just a legal commitment. It's not any real difference in the level of commitment.
Yeah, that is weird.
Now you got more shit to now you got to talk to other people when you want to break up. I don't recommend it, but if that's what you want to do, it doesn't mean that your relationship dynamic should change. And I've seen that break up a couple of marriages at least, and it's unfortunate. But those are generally, I think, that's pretty real rules to dating.
Yeah, no, it was always bizarre to me when I would hear about how people, once they got married, even if they'd been together for years before they got married, suddenly getting married fucking ruined everything. Like, that was so fucking weird to me.
Oh, my best friend, him and his girlfriend were like in a great, healthy relationship. They had some shared interests, but they also went off and did their own thing. And then they got married, and suddenly, like, they had to do everything together, and she was trying to, like, basically absorb him into her, like, life, where, like, he had to do all the shit she did. And then, like, they had a bedtime. Like,
what?
We'd be hanging out. I'm not kidding, man. We'd go over and hang out with them, and she'd have to go to work early or something. And instead of being like, hey, I got to go to work early, and you guys are fucking loud, she'd be like, it's our bedtime now. And then he would have to go to bed, too.
It
was weird.
I couldn't have done that, dude.
Okay.
But that was only after they got married. It wasn't when they were still dating.
That's weird.
I remember driving back with my friend.
We're going to bed now.
It's our bedtime was the exact phrase.
Yeah. No, I would have to deliberately. Well, I always stayed up later anyway, even when I worked early in the morning. But well, part of the reason too is I always like to read before I go to sleep. And if she's awake, that's gonna fucking keep her up. So I would always go in after she was already asleep, and be able to read that way without fucking waking her up. Yeah. No, that's weird to have a fucking standard bedtime for both of you, man. That's bizarre.
I don't know if you're but like if you're trying to bang, like I'd be like we're going to bed. Like
right.
No,
that makes sense.
Made it clear that this was a nightly thing.
Oh.
Like the way he was like, "Oh, okay, dear." We were like, "I guess we're out. Peace." Me and my friend were driving back after that, going like, "The fuck was this shit? When did this happen? That's fucking weird, man."
Yeah, especially if they were together before that and none of that happened. Yeah.
They ended up lasting a year or two. Like a year or two before divorcing. At a certain point, it was just like it wasn't going to work anymore.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Sorry, I went to check the Kilroy thing again. I'm like gonna die. Where we have the convention center deposit now, so I'm like, holy shit.
Wow, you guys didn't have that much when I looked the first time, like maybe a couple of hours ago.
Yeah. I know. No. I'm so excited that people are enthusiastic about this because it's one of those things that a lot of people don't want to get involved in it because it's free speech activism and our whole crowd is really apathetic.
No, I
that
think
requires effort. No.
I don't know. I think free speech is one of the things that the crowd actually values, though. Like, there's not much that gets me worked up, but free speech is one of the ones that I consider incredibly important. So I think that's a big part of it. Even if we're mostly apathetic, free speech, I think we all think is really fucking important.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. Baseball news. I've been so fucking stressed about this, just stressed the fuck out. So I'm really glad that it's actually moving. The little ticker thing is going.
Yeah. No, I knew you didn't have anything to worry about. But again, if it was me, it's also not my ass or my house on the line. So I understand why you'd still be a little worried. But yeah, I didn't think you had anything to worry about.
Yeah, I really don't want to sell my house.
Right.
But I'm committed to this. So I'm like,
No, it's. I think it's going to be huge, man. And make sure there is a shitty ball pit there. Under no circumstances.
I will absolutely. You will absolutely have your shitty ball pit.
Man, if you charge $5 just to take a picture in the crappy ball pit, you'll make all the money back on the convention.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, Stabby, are you familiar with what we're talking about? The DashCon ball pit?
Oh, yeah, no, I remember that, yeah.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
One of the best jokes I heard about that where people were saying, I bet it smells like pee.
Oh, man. Yeah, I love
A
the
lot of
fact
it,
that somebody took the time to make a fucking Lego thing of that, dude. The one I sent you
oh
earlier
yeah,
on
with the
on
furry and
Twitter.
everything.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. That's fucking awesome.
But
It'd be nice
well,
just to have that
Dashcon
there.
was Tumblr, right? Tumblr put that
Yeah,
on.
yeah. They're
Okay.
loosely affiliated. I don't think it was actually Tumblr. It was people from Tumblr, but not official Tumblr, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
I
yeah.
just thought that was funny. Like the pictures from it, they were all like sitting on the floor in what looked like a warehouse,
Mm.
Yeah.
and there's like a ball pit. They like didn't even have chairs for them to sit in. I'm like,
Uh,
yeah.
no, that was a whole fucking mess, dude. Like they got there and apparently they still owed the hotel like 17 grand. So they're in there like, hey, they're gonna kick us out unless all of us come up with 17 grand right now.
Holy
So
shit! Really?
essentially, yes, dude. Yes. They
That's
literally
I
had
guess then you
everybody
feel
in the
bad.
convention room. Yeah, in the convention room, they're like, they're going to kick us out if we don't get it. So everybody better start donating. We'll give you an extra. That's where the extra hour in the ball pit thing came from.
Oh, okay.
That was like
Extra
one of the
hour in
fucking
the
benefits.
ball.
Yeah. It was
That
so
hurt.
fucking. Oh man,
Oh,
the
no, we
ball
got
pit was so
lucky.
pathetic.
Do you know that another YouTuber named Sister Danger?
No, I'm not familiar with that
No.
person.
Oh, check her out. She's really cool. She is an event planner. So she's the one who, yeah, we figured out which hotel we wanted to do it at. She worked out the contract to get us a good deal. Our biggest concern is for the people that we can't actually put on the site. Like people who have fatwas, ex-Muslims. We can't
Right.
say they're going to be there. We can't advertise that. But
Oh, yeah.
the security personnel is like $25 an hour per person, per security person per day. And we have to employ them for no less than 10 hours per day. So it adds up so fast. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Then we have to pay a
You just
security
need-
company fee.
You see a bunch of naked people. Right?
Well,
who wants to fight the
it's
naked
automatic.
guy, right? Just like that's your security. Just a bunch of like fat naked
There you
people.
go.
Nobody wants to fight the
Well,
fat
it
naked
ends
guy.
up being like $650 per security person.
Wow. So yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta have
And
a lot
I'm
for
like,
something that size.
yeah,
Yeah.
so just
No,
like just sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say,
No,
I think this is gonna be huge, man. I really think it'll blow up the way VidCon did. I think a lot of people still value free speech enough and are full of the fucking, are fed up with all the bullshit that's been happening, like that did happen at again VidCon or places like that, that are really going to support this.
I hope so. I think people got red pilled hard at VidCon. Like a lot of people that were kind of, very, very centrist or even very to the left and supportive of a lot of stuff were really taken aback by their attitude that they took where, a lot of people that were at the Women Online panel had no fucking clue who Sargon was, didn't know anything about him. And she's just lambasting him from the stage, and he's just sitting there like, what the fuck? I'm literally sitting here.
Yeah.
She's
No, it was
bashing him.
I don't know if
was
she's
awful.
expecting him to do
And
anything or what, but she freaked the fuck out.
oh yeah, but what really pissed everybody off, because even the people who were not, particularly interested, they didn't care. They're like, whatever, it's Sargon, fuck him.
Right.
Okay, then she went after Boogie, who's never done a fucking thing to anybody ever.
Right. Yeah, you are not going to make
Like,
Boogie look like a fucking asshole. There's no fucking way to do it. There really isn't. He's too fucking nice.
And that kind of screwed her as far as a lot of people, because Boogie's always trying to find the common ground. He's always trying to like find a way that we can all, agree on something and work together. And she just absolutely thrashed him.
Yeah. No, I remember the video
that's
Boogie
a good way
did.
to.
Yeah, where he's talking about, look, before I said anything, I ran this by people. I wanted to make sure that nothing I said could possibly be misconstrued or like, he went through a lot of trouble to try to fucking accommodate the fact that Anita was on the panel with him, and she still managed to shit on him, dude.
Of course she did, because it's fucking Anita.
Yeah. Controversy is how she makes her money. If nobody's paying attention, she's not getting paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly.
but I think
Well,
it's that a combination of that, and she's just a horrible fucking person, dude. And she's just an awful fucking person.
Well, the fact that she went after him, and he was very careful in his wording to not offend, that even the other people on the panel were like, God, she's such a cunt. Like, they called her out. Like, she pulled him back to the green room and was just trashing him and being such a fucking bitch to him, and they felt sorry for him. Like, why is she doing that? Because she's a bitch.
Yeah. No, I'm glad he made the video, because I was kind of afraid he was too nice to kind of call her out for it. And he was still nice, way nicer than he had to be, but that's his nature. But I love the fact that he actually called her out and said the fucking what she said to him, dude. At least some of it. Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this like, oh God, that is the creepiest image I've ever seen.
I just saw it on Twitter. I figured I'd share it in background while we were talking to keep it visually interesting for people.
God damn, dude. Oh, fuck.
Good old Wiener, Biden, and good old Franken.
That's perfect. Biden is a creepy motherfucker.
I'm so disturbed by this. Isn't he like, oh my God, he's such a creeper? And people are like, no, he's just being friendly. I'm like, no.
There's a difference, dude. That's fucking creepy. Yeah.
You see the one where I forget, I don't know who the senator was, but like Biden does something like weird with his wife, and like no shit, the dude puts his hand over on his wife's shoulder, and it's like, I think he's trying to hold her back. Like,
right.
Sort of like, please don't fucking punch him. Please don't punch him. Like,
right. Yeah, and it literally looks like he's like fucking smelling his fucking daughter's hair or something, dude. It's really fucking creepy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna barf from
daughter's ear.
Like he was trying to kiss her,
anything that
or some shit. She's just like slowly working her way away, and then as soon as the photo op is over, she's like way the fuck back.
Yeah, everybody's definitely trying to be nice, but slowly remove themselves from the situation.
He wouldn't let go of Hillary the one time. You seen that one? The hug.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
he keeps tapping him on the arm like, "All right, dude, that's cool. We're done."
All right. I'm thinking that he's got to be an alcoholic, or he's on something's fucking with him to make him that unaware of the fact that there's cameras on. You know what I mean? There's something, whether it's fucking Xanax, alcohol, whatever it is. You know, he's on something that is fucking with his judgment, where he doesn't realize people are watching and that he's being filmed.
I think he just knows that nobody's going to do anything.
It could be that too. It could be that arrogance or that. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, we kind of have a banana republic in the respect that politicians can violate the law over and over, and nobody goes to trial.
Yeah, this is true. It could be that simple, man. That he just just thinks he's untouchable, which kind of basically is.
It's astonishing. We all know that politicians are corrupt, but we keep voting for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we've just lost all expectation or hope that they'll be, not creepy motherfuckers, not dirty as all hell. We've just like abandoned that. We don't even try to like hope for it anymore.
Yeah, well, no, that's the thing. Yeah, we're actually like we're actually surprised, like if a politician actually has like charges pressed against them. You know what I mean? Like that shouldn't be the case. When they break the law, we should expect them to fucking have get arrested or whatever, and we don't.
We didn't pay the penalty for the crime.
Yeah. We don't expect that at all. We expect them to be able to get away with it. It really is not the way it should be. Yeah, it sucks.
We got to run for president, man.
Right. Let's do it.
Okay, no, I'm running for president after Trump. I already told you.
Yeah.
I got my slogan and everything. Boobies are nice. That's it. That's my slogan.
Yeah, nice and simple. To the point.
I think that's something we can all get behind.
I was going to run on I'm related to black people.
Yeah. You can be my VP. How's that?
Some of my family members are black. It's cool. Vote for me.
Right. Shit, I just realized how late it was. You know what? I actually have to get going. I've kept
We have
my
been
son
going
out of
for a
the room
little
here for
over
a little
3
bit.
hours. It is time.
Oh God, really?
This is great.
Yeah, I can go shopping and
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Get groceries for tonight.
yeah, we better cut this off, dude. I'm gonna go cook my son dinner.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it's been good, man. I've enjoyed talking to you guys.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, Mom, I appreciate you coming on. It's a pleasure as always.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me. If I can jump on, I'll jump on every time. But kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. You do not have to say you're sorry if you don't make it. You don't have to message me and say you're sorry, because then I feel bad that I made you feel bad. And it's like this sorry, bad spiral. Yeah.
I can't help it. I'm Southern. But I do. I genuinely feel bad because you'll send me a link and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, I have no expectation. I know you have a lot to do and all that shit. So please do not feel bad. And again, don't even need to message me. Yeah, okay, well, enough of that. That didn't need to be on the live part, I guess, but fuck it.
We go off each other.
Yeah.